The following is a presentation of the Shining Wizards Network, broadcasting live in high-definition video and available on all podcasting and streaming platforms. Follow us on social media at Wizards Podcast. Check out our merchandise at merch.shiningwizards.com. Do your Amazon shopping at amazon.shiningwizards.com. And become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/wizardspodcast. And now, it's time for the Shining Wizards.
You may not know if Daniel Bryan's going to wrestle on Wednesday night, or Bryan Danielson, or whatever his name is. He's concussed. You don't remember. But you're guaranteed that we are going to be here every Monday night. Welcome, everyone, to episode 708 of the Shining Wizards Wrestling Podcast. We are getting right into it because I don't have a fucking better intro than this. It's time for some wrestling talk.
And talk about wrestling.
People say I have no nickname, so I'm just the man called Tony.
A double T.
Brandon.
KJG.
Now, before we get into anything, I have to ask Brundo, because Brundo is like the resident deathmatch guy.
That's
and I
me.
guess congratulations to Mickey Knuckles. I saw she got flipped over in a car this past weekend.
Yeah, she won CZW's Tournament of Death and also went face first into flaming ropes.
Did
So-
she die?
No, she's still alive.
Then
alive.
she truly didn't win. But I got to ask you the bigger question. I've been seeing some scuttlebutt around that Nick Gage may have had a bit of a relapse and he was booked and then unbooked and people are fighting over all this nonsense with him. What's going on with that?
To be honest, nobody knows. Nobody's saying anything. Like, he was booked for GCW versus like Matt Hardy versus I forgot who else, a few others, and
Wasn't it
all of a sudden he's
supposed to
unbooked.
be like him and Hardy versus Broski and Jimmy
And-
Lloyd?
Yeah, that was it.
But he was
Also-
also booked for something out in Oregon, maybe?
Yeah, they're having some debut huge deathmatch tournament, and he was supposed to be in a big match, and all of a sudden they unbooked him today.
It's strange that since you got me to join that deathmatch group on Facebook, that seems to be like the most like compelling, insane, interesting shit that I've read about
Every
wrestling.
day, it's like, what happened to Nick Gage? And nobody knows.
Is
But
it that or is it Zilla Fatu? What's the bigger death
Oh my
match?
god, yeah, that guy screw up.
Well, now,
So,
so what's the
so
deal with
before
that?
you touch on Zilla, right?
Mhm.
This is what Brett Lauderdale tweeted 6 hours ago. Takes a certain type of person to lure a sick person out of rehab with money and drugs in the effort to launch your shitty deathmatch promotion. Doing it once is despicable. Doing it twice is evil. All of those that are enabling and taking part in this, I see you.
Shit.
Oh.
Yeah, but I'm sure he's fucking got some candy for some of the boys over the years, no? I mean, come on, look at the GCW.
Over
Look at
the
the
years
GCW.
is different than being in rehab and being a recovering addict and then having a promoter use that against you to come work for him.
But why against him? Like,
Not using it against him, but using it to entice him to like he's obviously like getting him high again, right?
well, but I mean, that's also Brett Lauderdale's side of the story too.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
And then someone in the comments said the one in Portland, and Brett Lauderdale responded, no.
Oh,
Wow.
apparently he was booked for Juggalo Championship Wrestling too. People are saying it might have been Violent J or one of those guys too.
The clowns.
Yeah, because apparently he was double booked. A night when GCW was supposed to run.
Nick Gage double booked in 2024.
Yep.
Broski got in on this. He said, who is it? Let's expose and blackball them from pro wrestling.
Broski's
And
the
Brett-
man of the people.
Yeah,
and-
GCW commissioner.
That's right.
He
And
should
Brett
know.
was probably like, "Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm a better man," or some shit. It's wacky though, man. I tell you, I could do without some of the gruesome pictures they've been posting, but it's fucking wacky, dude. Hey, at least Mickey had the sense to like not have her ass or her legs exposed for the Tournament of Death.
Are you sure?
Yeah, she looked like she had like booty shorts and like fucking pantyhose on.
Oh, okay.
All right, now I got to look back at the pictures because I know I'm not going crazy. I know Mickey Knuckles' booty when I see it, and you can isolate.
Yeah,
that.
I bet you do.
But I did not remember seeing it in all of its splendor during the Tournament of Death pictures that I.
She was pretty out there. I just wasn't sure if it was up bottom or top.
Now I know me and KJG are in the same boat in this. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You know nothing about what goes on the weekly wrestling that's on WWE, AEW. Know nothing, right?
Well, that's not true. Talking about
you don't watch, you don't care, you don't know the storylines. But all it took was
that's bullshit. I know the storylines.
You looking for some fucking decrepit Dory Funk Jr. death match. Now you're in some death match.
And we can't find it.
Now you got all these death match questions. You're a fascinating creature.
I'm turning Tony.
It's weird, man.
I'm fascinated by this.
I can't believe Jasmine St. Clair is still a thing. Jesus Christ. She almost looks like the Crypt Keeper, dude.
Right, not that.
Yeah, she was managing MAGA Butcher over the weekend or Necro Butcher, whatever.
She looks like Nancy Pelosi if Nancy Pelosi was like 30 years younger. My God, am I wrong? Am I wrong?
I don't know.
Nancy Pelosi took 600 dicks.
Tony, AEW and WB just signed a massive, right? Cody, Roman Reigns, like fucking cinematic adventure Friday night, but we're leading off with Nick Gage is double booked and Mickey Knuckles' butt. What are we doing here, people?
Don't ask me, ask him.
You know what? Her butt cheeks are a little less exposed, but they are out. But the thing is, she's got pantyhose on, so it was kind of hard to tell. So there you go. And
Glad we cleared that up.
Who the fuck stomped her face into these light tubes, dude? What the fuck is... And a weed whacker to the punani with the fucking light tubes in front of it?
Bro.
Maybe
you can look at her, but you shouldn't do that.
Maybe somebody thought she needed a trim.
Dude, somebody took the fucking weed whacker to the bottoms of their bare feet. What the fuck are they doing?
Jesus.
Seriously, what are they doing?
What are you doing?
I have to bring this to the people, bro. This is important.
Do you?
Yeah, I kind of do.
This is what you need to bring to the people.
Jesus Christ. I almost want to buy tickets to the next Heartland Ballroom show tonight.
I will sit right there with you.
Oh my, no, I'm standing in the fucking balcony. I need to stay far away from all that shit.
Yeah, that's good.
I'll tell you what though, I would like to go see a GCW show at like the Jersey City venue.
Oh,
White Eagle Hall.
White Eagle Hall, yeah. I never saw one there.
That's close enough where like I can get there via public transportation and I could still have a good time and not worry about getting back.
No, you got to go see him in AC because the clown show deserves the fucking showboat clown fucking.
I love the
showboat,
showboat, man.
Yeah,
for wrestling, love it.
I think they're booking death matches there too now. Isn't that CZW's new home? Did I miss?
Everyone runs there.
But Drew, what's his nuts? What the fuck's his name? No, DJ Hyde. DJ Hyde announced that they were moving operations to Atlantic City.
Huh.
Where else would they be fucking running?
Dude, I didn't even realize CZW is still a fucking thing.
Tournament of Death, brother.
They're back?
What are you talking about, bro?
They never went away.
Yeah, they did.
For a couple of years, I think.
They
when
go
DJ got Me Too'd.
Yeah, but MJF was fucking working there.
No, but since that era, they've been gone, dude. They've been dormant. They haven't run a show in years.
Well, they came back with a vengeance.
They've been running out of Maryland.
Oh.
Yeah, Rich Swan's been their big guy for like a year or so.
I don't know why. That actually kind of makes sense because like my algorithm on like social media is like showing me all these pictures of like people holding the CZW Wired Championship. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like I'm seeing like Zachary Wentz with the Wired Championship, MJF, like bonkers. Right,
yeah, they definitely felt so. It looked like March of 2020 to October 2021. They took they did not run a single show.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's not. I mean, I don't want to disrespect anybody. Let me see who's on the last.
Was Danny DeMonto in this tournament?
No,
Then who's this fat dude that looks like him?
maybe Joe Dredd.
Maybe.
Here's who was in the tournament: Madman Pondo, Tarzan Duran, Judge Joe Dredd, Joel Bateman, Big F and Joe, Danny Darko, Mickey Knuckles, JJ Allen.
It might as well be like Tournament of Joe. Enough of them in it.
I like Danny DeMonto, by the way.
Oh, here's a great picture. Madman Pondo autographed a book for somebody. Put a big old bloody thumbprint next to his autograph.
Kind of jealous.
He's a fucking man of his word. I swear to God.
Yep.
So let me see. When was this? This show is September 7th from Quakertown, Pennsylvania, at the Quakertown Farmers Market. I know one,
Come on
two,
down to
I know 3 people on the show.
Like
Sorry.
personally, or you know who they are?
Anthony Gangone
Oh yeah.
I know him.
Mm-hmm.
and Milk Chocolate.
Oh, that's
wow,
right.
they're still a thing.
They're the CCW Tag Team Champions, apparently.
Talk
They
about-
were going to retire when they were in Tier 1, and then they decided not to, which is weird.
They don't,
This is
they don't want that to be the end chapter. That's for sure.
Well, listen, I had the privilege of calling a few milk chocolate matches. Those
Yeah,
guys are
Tony,
pretty talented.
You know.
Huh? I got to remind the new listeners, or tell the new listeners, remind the old listeners, something like that.
Kenta was there for Best of the Best 20,
Of course he fucking was.
and he won it.
Who else is going to fucking win? Dr. Redacted?
He beat Griffin McCoy in the
Of
final.
course he did. Who the fuck is Griffin McCoy?
He's
the
young,
real
dumb,
McCoy.
and broke.
Da-da-dee-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, so like this is like, CZW, I remember at one point was like
Human Tornado.
It was
it's
huge.
up there.
Black Keys. Ruckus.
Anniversary show where I gave AJ Styles his t-shirt and Drew Gulak was the champion. MJF worked there. Tony mentioned before,
Yeah.
it was the place to be, and then it stopped being the place to be.
Yeah, that was like they had like that stable, like kind of like Dynasty and MLW. They had like it was him, CPA, MJF, that being him, MJF, CPA, Smart Mark. Like they had like a group. Brenda, do you happen to remember what name of that group was?
I don't remember. No.
Vanilla's delicious.
It wasn't milk chocolate. That's for sure. It was just milk.
Actually, the white dude is nicknamed Chocolate, and the black dude's nicknamed Milk.
Is that right?
Yes. I learned that from what's his nuts? God damn. Who's the guy that was I can't think of his fucking shoot name.
I don't know, but I'll tell you this though. When we went to those shows up in New York, I really liked that team.
Who's the guy that used to do the fucking podcast with Smart Mark and CPA?
Troy.
Troy.
Top Shelf Troy.
Troy Nelson. I couldn't think of his fucking name. Yeah, he's the one that told me that.
Let's see, 2015. It was Max, House, Blazer, and Pete Lightning. They were business casual.
Alrighty.
That sounds weird.
Let's see, Team Tiger Blood was a thing.
Of course
Love
it
it.
was.
Oh, that's Charlie. Not Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie Sheen. Yeah, Charlie Sheen.
The
Tiger
Apple
Blood.
Corp made it onto a cage match.
Oh, that's what's his name?
Matt.
McIntosh.
Matt
MJF
Matt
was in the
McIntosh,
Apple
that's right.
Core too, by the way.
Yeah, he was on there.
Yeah,
It's
with
under his cage match.
with,
The Dream
Valerio.
Team apparently was a thing.
Valentine and Beefcake?
No, it was Stokely, Faye Jackson, MJF, Thomas Sharp, Christian Casanova, Austin Theory, Gresham, and Mr. Grimm.
wow.
Wow, what a bunch there.
Yeah, what a
Mr.
cavalcade of
Grimm.
future stars right there.
I called the Mr. Grimm match.
Be on a fucking cookie.
Yeah, we're just gonna Tony put himself over hour.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's what I do.
He had a great theme, Mr. Grimm.
He would put people in body bags at the end of every match. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Is he the guy that low-key knocked out
Yes.
in that
Yeah, he was him,
match?
yeah.
Like shoot knocked out.
Yep.
Like,
And they just fucking left him in the ring.
He did that fucking kick, that like rolling kick, and he just fucking KO'd him like nobody's business.
Yeah, that was when he was with what's her name? Selena.
oh, okay. I thought you
And
meant
who-
like he was actually shooting on him. Like,
Oh, and who's the guy you used to team with? Her Sicario. I forget what his name was. Another Hispanic wrestler. I can't think of his name.
Ricky Reyes.
Yeah, I think it was Ricky Reyes. But yeah, dude, fucking Low-key just fucking hauled off on this dude, and he was out. Remember
Does
Jack-
Loki still wrestle for like House of Glory and shit? Is he still
God, I
around?
hope not.
I
Let's
feel like
see.
his name pops up once in a blue moon.
According to Cage Match, his last match was August 3rd at ECWA Night of Legends.
Speaking of House of Glory, we're getting Sunday night. We're getting Joe Hendry and freaking Joey Janela.
Oh, he wrestled last September. He wrestled El Hijo del Vikingo
Of
Oh,
course.
cool.
he did.
at House of Glory.
He's back. Why hasn't he been back on AEW then?
Who? No, this was last September. He wrestled low key.
Matt, from those days of MLW, do you remember Barrington Hughes?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's a big boy.
Holy shit.
He was a big boy.
Yes, he was. Oh man, he was the shits though.
Was he that bad?
Yeah, he was.
He hasn't really done much since 2019.
He fucking didn't do much in MLW.
MLW's got their show coming out December.
The December to
December
remember, December,
One shot.
a one shot. Yeah, a 6-hour shot. Call Phil. I'm sure he's looking at somebody sitting next to him.
Phil's going to Japan. Don't you read the internet?
Hope the building's large enough to hold those gigantic, stupid-looking championship belts they have at MLW.
I thought you were gonna say Phil.
Yeah, that's what I thought that was going to.
Well, I mean, it's a different conversation.
They got a new world title belt though. They don't have the square one anymore.
Who?
MLW.
Oh, gives a shit. Who's the world champion? Matt
What is-
Riddle?
No, what's his nuts? The Japanese guy yet? What the fuck?
Kojima's
Kojima.
Kojima, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he's still the tag champ with somebody. Oh
No,
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 he's
it's
not.
it's Ota. No, it's
Yeah,
Suzuki, Suzuki and Kirakwan.
Yeah.
Angry Grandpa in front of the show.
God. Those belts are those are huge.
Yeah, but they're so cool looking. They
No,
really
they're
are.
not. They're too
I think
big.
they're cool.
They're too big, dude.
They weren't too big when Hammerstone and fucking Holiday had them. Oh no, MJF and Holiday.
Yeah, they were. Maybe
Yeah.
I didn't care as much, but I just see them now, and I'm just like, oofaloo, like they're huge. They're like, I don't know what, like they're like trash can lids the size of.
Yeah, but I mean, the big gold belt was always a ginormous belt. I don't
Yeah.
think they're bigger than
No,
that.
only in comparison to the Golden Eagle. That's it.
What, the MLWs or that one? Or
Oh, I
the
thought you were
big
talking about the
gold?
big gold belt. Like
No,
the
I
big
am.
gold-
Yeah.
Oh,
That was
like
a
that,
big
that was
belt.
only big because the Gold Eagle belt was like super small. Like that on Hulk Hogan looked like a wristwatch or Andre the Giant.
Well, I mean, Hogan's also 6'8". I mean, on Ric
Right.
Flair, it looked like a fucking huge belt. I'm sure if the MLW titles were on Hogan's shoulders, they look pretty small too.
No, they would
I
not.
gotta look up this stupid fucking title.
Dude, if you're out in the sun, you can put that belt over your head and you won't get sunburned at all. Like,
It's the round one now.
yeah, the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
gigantic freaking.
The round mound of Pound Town.
Blue with the blue.
He needed the money.
Shouldn't do that.
Let's see. Cage side seats, June 4th, 2024. Yeah. Why is it blue?
Because it needed the money. I already made that joke.
I fucking hate fucking MLW.
Why?
I fucking hate this shit.
I do like their featherweight title, the women's title. I like the way that looks.
But
I like the wings.
their color scheme is red and black. Why is your title blue?
It needed the money.
I don't think they're blue. Are you looking at the right one?
No, the logo's in blue.
Major League Wrestling revealed the new design of the championship belt.
Oh, the World Championship. Okay.
Yeah.
They're talking about the big gold, disgusting tag titles.
Why,
No,
dude?
haven't
I
gotten
don't
there
think they're
yet. Hold on.
disgusting.
Give me a second to get aggravated about that. MLW tag titles.
Yeah, all you had to do is scroll down. It was on like in the same area that you were just looking.
I was on a website, Cage
Oh.
Match, Cage side seats. I actually don't mind them.
They're
Round ones.
I don't think that final title has blue because I'm looking at one here where the logo's all white. That can't be right though. That can't be right. I gotta fucking go to MajorLeagueWrestling.com.
Let's see. Does Kojima have a picture on his social?
I found a picture of Kojima. It's not a blue belt.
Oh, I see it. I'm looking at it right
Yeah.
now. Oh, wow, it is blue. The logo's blue.
Fighters.
And it looks like it's MZW, not MLW.
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking at too.
Bro.
What's the matter, bro? They can't even have a picture of him with the new title. The picture of him on the side of the thing selling his T-shirts. It's still got the old belt.
The next show,
Framo Dubs,
St. Petersburg.
St. Pete.
Me and KJG got to watch this guy live, and I'm pretty sure it was the shits. It was a Ring of Honor show. But the Kojima against Ultimo Guerrero.
Mexican legend.
I'm pretty sure, Kev, he wrestled Damian Priest at a Ring of Honor show.
Your guess is
we
as good
went
as
to-
mine.
He wrestled Okada in AEW earlier, I think last year or something like that.
Yeah, he's been on. He's been in that like CMLL crossover stuff, right?
He's also like 55 years old at least.
Bro, the Kevin Garifo truck driver as well as Bad Dude Tito.
He got a haircut.
I know.
Bad Dude Tito's the middleweight champion, isn't he?
Yes. Following in the footsteps of Hammerstone.
Oh, War Hero 99 wants to know, when did Alex Kane lose the belt? A while ago.
Yeah, it was
He
a
lost
bit ago.
to Kojima, right?
I
Yeah.
believe so, yeah.
Bomaye. Bomaye.
Lariat.
Yeah, then he got beat up by JBL.
What the fuck?
Like
is
everybody
JBL?
else in wrestling these days.
Except for Joey Styles.
That's true.
These days.
Blackman.
All right, it wasn't 2019. 2018?
Who? Kane?
No, the Hammerstein Ballroom. Me and Kevin definitely saw Dalton Castle and Voldor Jr. against Jay Lethal and Ultimo Guerrero. Right? We were there. Yes, because Punishment Martinez wrestled El Sombrero Jr.
I don't remember this.
El
at all.
Sombrero cannot be a real Mexican luchador.
El Sombrero.
It's Chris Jericho. It sounds like a name
Gotta-
like
Yeah, it's got to be.
I think it's Sobernaro. Soberano.
El Sobonaro, yeah.
There you go, Sobernaro. El Sombrero.
oof.
What a jackwagon.
We'll forget it.
Yeah, me and Kevin went to this show. It was snowing.
Oof.
So all the Mexican talent was late. So
Insert joke here, Brendan.
No, I'm leaving that one alone.
Sobernaro Jr. was late, Voldor Jr. and Ultimo Guerrero. The main
What
event
is-
was Bullet Club, Hangman Adam Page, Marty Scurll, Matt and Nick Jackson against Shane Taylor and the Kingdom.
Let me guess. Shane Taylor and the Kingdom did the JOB.
Yeah.
Of course they did.
Odie wrestled Flip Gordon.
All right.
Yeah,
I
that
called
was
the Flip
big.
Gordon match.
It's
Or
starting
two.
to come back.
Or three. They used to team up Flip Gordon with the Space Monkey. Guess what their team name was?
Oh, I know it.
Monkey flip.
Yeah.
Ding ding.
Come on, Brenda. Damn it.
Hornets. I gotta start writing. Again.
You got a what?
I gotta start writing again.
Start writing again.
Yeah, man. We gotta start doing some more over the tops.
Oh, you want to bring back Over the Top?
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta get the creative juices flowing, but I think I might be ready.
Get them
Hornets.
juices.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So, how's everyone doing?
Great.
Great.
Tired.
Awesome weekend.
Great, tired.
All of a sudden, Tony's tired. He came out fired out of a cannon, and now he's.
Well,
No,
we're not
here's
talking about
how
Mickey
the-
Knuckles.
Yeah, he asked how the weekend was. I mean, the weekend was just kind of.
No, I asked how you were doing.
Oh, how am I doing? Yeah, I'm tired now.
Okay.
I think I shot my load too soon.
Yeah, you were like, really? You were like,
I got excited, bro.
I'll ask about this later, and I didn't think you were going to open the show with it.
Well, because if I didn't, I would have forgot about it. By the way, we were supposed to be joined by Falaba tonight. Unfortunately, he had a previous unforeseen engagement.
It's
Unforeseen?
double booked.
Yeah, he was double booked.
How
So
can
we
it be
need-
previous and unforeseen?
Listen, I'm tired, Kev.
He's
We
got to
will
get
be-
back to writing. Writer's block, Kev.
Fuck yeah, dude. We will be rescheduling Fala. He will be joining us in the not too distant future. So
Love the bar.
yeah, the bar.
That's
He's a
okay.
bad guy.
These things happen. We
Yeah.
got what do we got? John Wayne Murdoch next week.
Hell yeah.
Bro, you can ask him about Mickey Knuckles' butt cheeks if you want.
I will. Let me jot that down. And I think we got the name of the episode.
I'm ready
What?
to.
Mickey Knuckles butt cheeks.
You're
I
very
don't think
excited about that.
I don't know.
And I guess we can announce October 14th, Jimmy Jacobs, right? Is that-
Oh
yeah.
fuck yeah, dude!
That's the date, Brundo.
That's the date.
So
He's
we're
the guy
rocking.
that writes for. He writes for AEW, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does.
Fuck yeah, dude. Do we have to get Ross to give him permission to come on the show?
No,
It's
wrong
TNA.
company. Wrong company.
No.
Ross doesn't respond to me.
Well, Ross fucking hates you. You talk tons of shit about him.
Yeah, well, Ross can eat a shit. How do you like them apples?
Listen,
Yeah,
it's
fuck
fine
that
by
guy.
me. Fuck him
No,
and
Brent,
his
fuck
brown
that
shit-filled
guy
teeth.
is right.
Oh, excuse me.
Fucking hand job.
Listen, that whole thing that like the people in TNA have to go through Ross is such a total fucking load of shit.
Is that
Yeah.
the Ross that worked for ROH?
Probably.
No, he
No,
worked
that was
he worked for WCW.
Oh, okay.
Super Agent Mark did our ROH stuff.
How's Super Major Mark doing? We talked to him
You know what?
lately?
I should check in with him. I know last time we were in touch with him, he was booking NWA talent.
Ooh,
Awesome.
I'd be down for that.
I remember that, the
Oh.
month of NWA.
It'd be
Yeah,
cool as fuck to get the new NWA World's Heavyweight Champion Tom Latimer on here, right, Matt?
Is that a thing?
He beat EC3.
Did he really?
Oh, you didn't know? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Bro, I couldn't even begin to. Is it?
It was
still-
like it was like NWA 79 or whatever.
It was it.
fucking-
I know it was in
Yeah.
Philadelphia in August. Is it
Yes.
still on YouTube?
No, they're on the CW app.
CW app. So
Yes.
CW has CW app. I can only watch the NWA and the CW app.
No, they'll post shit on,
I've heard it was quap.
they'll put shit on YouTube, but if you want to watch the weekly show, you got to use and the app's free. It's all absolutely free. You just got to download the app.
Now, Tony, can I watch NXT on that app starting on October 1st?
I don't know, but didn't CW have Gilmore Girls? You might be able to get that on the app.
It's quap.
You know what? Let me see what else is on the app.
Oh, you have the CW app?
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm in the know, bro.
Tony's
Maybe
got the
some-
quap.
Some old episodes of the Waynes brothers.
Yeah.
That would make it worth it in and of
Seventh
itself.
Heaven.
I mean, it's free, so.
Do you know? Oh, Cheaters. If you ever saw Cheaters in the 90s and 2000s, remember
I do
that
remember.
show?
I do
That
remember
sounds
Cheaters.
familiar.
Wasn't there a show where like God, it was along the line of Cheaters, where like the one guy goes out with like 4 girls and he has to like pick one or the other or vice versa.
No, this is one where like one feels like her man's cheating on her, so they've set up surveillance.
Oh no, that I know. I'm talking about a different show. I forget what it was called. It was hosted by the same guy that hosts all these other shows.
I know what
Probably
you're
hosted
talking
Cheaters.
about.
Huh?
I can't remember the name, but I know exactly what you're talking
Like
about.
it was like a more like adult version of like The Bachelor. Like instead of like giving a rose to somebody at the end, they just throw her one or something
Give
like
him
that.
AIDS.
Like,
Throw her one? Like, throw her a.
Like,
Yeah.
All right, so this is what
Okay,
this is
bro.
what else you can get on the CW app. You can get Grimm.
or she throws you one. Either way, one way or the other.
You can get the Marvel Runaways. I guess that's a show about like runaways. I don't know. Dawson's Creek, Degrassi, Van Helsing. I didn't realize that was a show. Party of 5 and Sullivan's Crossing.
Deader than the parents on Party of 5.
And Hot Ones. I don't know if you know the Hot
Wing
Ones.
thing?
Yes, the Wing thing is on the CW.
Huh.
Oh, here you go. World's Most Evil Killers is trending right now. That sounds like something up your alley. So
Yeah.
that's something for everybody.
Peacock has a lot of those murderous shows too.
There's a show called Cooties. That looks interesting.
You
Sounds
think
about
that's
right.
about a bunch of kids running around just fucking tagging each other, yelling, "You got cooties"?
Yes, the Natalie Cole story, the Audrey Hepburn story, the Cartier affair. Ooh.
All right, just download the fucking CW app if you want to see what's on it. Jesus Christ! But NXT starts there next week.
Yeah, it'll still be on Peacock.
NXT
I think the replays will be.
until January,
Peacock.
Oh.
right? Netflix.
No,
We still don't have an answer as to what happens to the WWE library. Where does it go?
I don't know, but I don't look forward to that day. If the archives of the WWE go away, like I'm going to like be majorly bummed. Even though I pretty much watch the same 6 shows all the time.
I'll be so happy if it's off Peacock because I like when my free with commercials like subscription goes up. If I don't have to fucking pay them $10 a month, fuck them. I ain't paying them. Fuck them. By the way, let me ask you a question real quick. I thought I heard that Triple H announced that SmackDown is also going to be 3 hours now as well as Raw.
I saw that.
It's in the notes somewhere. I think it's at the end. I think it's the last story in the notes. Or one of the
potentially moving to
3
3 hours in January 2025.
Do we know?
Dave said that.
Do we know if it's going to be like commercial free? Are they going to be running commercial? I would imagine they're running commercials. No.
Well, it's SmackDown's going to be on USA.
Or it is.
Smack.
We're done with Fox. Fox is done.
Yeah.
So if Raw is going to be 2 hours on Netflix, it stands reason to believe that USA would want a 3 hour block of WWE on Fridays or whatever night it's going to be on. So that makes sense to me. 3 hours. I think like they clearly want a 3 hour show.
It's weird that Raw's going to 2 hours next on the 7th. Next in 2 weeks.
Yeah, for now. I mean, we don't know. We still don't know what that's going to be on Netflix. So we could be looking at 2-3 hour shows a week.
Interesting. Very
great.
Interesting.
More wrestling. Everybody just watch wrestling.
Scott George says WWE is still with Peacock until 2026.
Yes. January of 2026. That I knew.
All right.
But after that, it's going to come quick, man. Time flies.
Why can't they just have the network again? Like they're using the network, the same software, the same everything for the rest of the world.
I'm surprised you don't have a VPN, Tony, so you could just get the network from like Canada or something.
Yeah. I probably should. I'm going to get banned from Fortnite one day. I'm going to need a new VPN.
Jesus. So that's interesting, right? That's coming up fast. Before we know it, guys, fucking Netflix is going to have Monday Night Raw on it, and that's huge for the WWE. Huge. Like, I don't think people realize how big the boom was when the WWE landed on Peacock because it was like front and center on the fucking app. All the pay-per-views are front and center on the app. Like, and it definitely helped grow the viewership. And now we're going to Netflix. Like, fucking forget about it, man. Bro, I was telling Tony, they're bringing back Saturday night's main event, right? They're doing it like December 14th in Nassau Coliseum. I was like, I would fucking love to go. Just the cheapest ticket I could find the other day when I looked was like $130 in the nosebleeds.
Jeez.
I'm not driving to fucking Long Island and spending $130 to sit in the fuck. I'll stay home.
Yeah, but my note to Matt though was, what are you going to get going to Saturday night's main event that you don't already get like on a Raw or a SmackDown or even a PLE? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, Saturday night's main event was like a means to an end. Like this seems like it's just going to be like another cog in the system, you know?
Well,
go
ahead,
Bron.
Oh yeah. Saturday night main event was basically like a like WWF's version of Clash of the Champions at the time.
Yeah,
like
that's where you got to
of,
see
like,
your
matches.
Hogans and your Macho Mans and like high profile matches, you know?
Yeah, tag team titles defended and won a few times.
Yeah.
It all depends on how they book it and how they want to see it. Like I think it could either be like a glorified Raw or SmackDown, like we said. It could be like a Clash of the Champions. It could be a PLE that type situation that like you don't really know, like you don't really think like anything major is gonna happen, but something could happen. You'll be entertained by it. Like we really just don't know yet how they're treating this event. I mean, it's on NBC, it's streaming on Peacock. You would think that they would pull out all the stops and give us something pretty important, pretty memorable. So until we find out more, until the booking gets closer to December. What's the pay-per-view? I would like to know what the pay-per-view schedule is between like Survivor Series and the end of the year.
No, it's a bunch of ECW pay-per-views.
Oh,
Like
it's
maybe there's no December show. Like maybe
There
that. I'm sorry, Matt.
there isn't. I think it goes Survivor Series right to the
To the Rumble.
or maybe they didn't announce it yet.
Oh, it would have had to have been on the schedule, no?
The schedule, I actually just updated my calendar the other day that I have on the desk here. And so I think Survivor Series was the last thing the WWE has out there.
So I think if they pull it off right, do they do a nostalgia show where we get red, white, and blue ropes? Maybe they fucking pay for Animotion.
Bring it back, Jesse.
All right, Jesse, that's a start.
Yeah.
But I don't want this to be like we're gonna fucking pedal out IRS, Sergeant Slaughter.
No chance it's that.
They might.
No.
These guys
No.
might be in the locker room.
I guarantee you that's the last thing they're
Ron Simmons saying, "Damn."
No, it's gonna be. There might be some of that sprinkled in, but if there's no show from Survivor Series to Rumble, like no PLE, then this is gonna be treated like a legit real show. Like
The Slickster coming out. Hey,
that would be heaven.
brother.
Right now they have Saturday Night's main event listed as a PLE, December 14th.
yeah, that's huge.
All
Yeah.
right, so let me ask you all this: is this a show that we're picking?
Ooh.
If it's a
great
PLE, I
question.
think we have to.
If it is a PLE, yes.
Oh God.
So also just I don't know what the future is going forward in terms of what the WWE is doing, but I'm on WWE.com right now. They have 2 house shows at the end of the month. Then they go over to Wales and do a couple house shows. They do a couple house shows in Ireland, and they don't do any other house shows until the end of the year.
Yeah. House shows are
Really?
going by the wayside, boys.
Yeah. So like this main event could be like Saturday night main event could be a thing.
Well, this is also why your nosebleed tickets are $130 a pop.
Yeah.
If it's touted as a PLE and you're in Nassau Coliseum, which can seat what, maybe 20,000 for a wrestling show, you don't have to Google it, but I'm just thinking out loud. That's quite a bit of scratch they're going to be asking for tickets.
I know I don't have to Google it, but I'm going to Google it anyway.
It's supply and demand. WWE is as hot as it's ever been right now. So as long as people are willing to pay for it at these prices, they'll charge these prices. If the demand slightly goes down and they're not seeing full houses,
And this is going
then
up against
prices will go down.
this is going up against AEW Saturday Night, isn't it?
There's nothing other than maybe like Collision, I guess, if you want to say maybe.
Collisions on.
But there's
Saturday
no football, college or pro.
Not on the 14th?
No.
You sure about that?
night.
Yeah.
They might have bowl games at that
No.
point. No.
No. I'm positive. I think like the week before you get like the SEC championship games and like all the big conference games like the week before. And then the playoffs start maybe like the week after. Maybe there's like some insignificant games, but
Don't. The only game on Saturday, December 14th is at 3:00 in the afternoon and is the Army-Navy game.
there you go.
Huh.
So let's be honest, like Collision, while it is competition because it's in the same space, it's not really competition. So I don't think they have anything to worry about.
Let's see if I can get an attendance for that.
While you're doing that, I just want to give a shout out to the Broadcast boys, Alan and Tom. If you guys ever want to play a transcontinental Fortnite, please add me. Papa Stronzo on the PS network. So there you go.
Good.
And what's up?
I'm glad you got to do that.
Well, I'm glad I did too.
Fuck, like a weirdo.
Those are my boys. I'd love to go to their server in Australia and play against them. Wouldn't lag at all.
Let's see if historyofwwe.com has this for me.
What are you looking for?
I just want to know whether. So it says 16,000 for Nassau, but I'm trying to see if I could find an actual wrestling event from like the 80s that was definitely sold out, like WrestleMania 2.
Probably.
WrestleMania 2.
Yeah, but you gotta keep into consideration that the setup was a lot more.
Yeah,
big
but we could eyeball it.
Yeah.
Why aren't the fucking attendances on here? You suck, Wikipedia.
Yeah, what a bunch of dog shit. I don't see it on here either.
I don't know what to tell you guys.
I was gonna say we could look up fucking the NWA show out there. With the what the fuck was it called?
Yeah.
What the fuck was it?
Bunkhouse Stampede.
Yeah, what they draw 400 people.
It's like the fucking Oakland A's game I went to when I was out in Oakland. Even they don't have the fucking numbers on here. God damn it! All right, well, whatever.
Has a capacity of the capacity was increased to about 18,000 in the 80s. Yeah, let me see.
I found a Saturday night's main event there, but it only had 8,300 people, something like that.
Yeah, no, KGG was right, man. WWE is hotter than it's ever been before.
Here, highest claimed attendance for wrestling, 16,585 on Monday, April 7th, 1986 at WrestleMania 2. There you go.
God, WrestleMania was on a Monday.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
SummerSlam
wild.
used to be on like a Monday and Tuesday too, right?
Yeah, and Royal Rumbles were always like pay-per-views were weird back then, man. Like I think WrestleMania 6 was probably on like a Saturday because I was able to watch it as a kid. Like just bonkers.
AEW World's End was the last wrestling show there.
What did it do there?
They don't have attendance numbers, which I'm kind of surprised at.
I'm sure you could easily find them.
64 people.
No, don't be like that.
Listen, I love AEW. I think they're firing on all cylinders too right now.
Do you know what the main event was of that show?
Of World's End?
Yes.
Is that Joe and MJF?
Joe and MJF, right?
Holy fuck.
Yeah. So it's where MJF lost.
Oh, and I remember this show. You know why? Because Julia Hart defended the TBS title against Abaddon in a dog shit match.
Abaddon!
Of course you remember that.
I mean, Abaddon, Mickey Knuckles. Oh, this fucking website is littered with fucking pop-up ads. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, don't
Are
go
you
there.
on
Don't
Pro
do-
Wrestling
Oh my
Wiki?
god. Yes.
Yes.
Dude. Pre-show. Willow Nightingale defeated Chris Statlander. I can never fucking pick a Willow Nightingale match to save my life. But it's nice to see she's advanced so far that she's still wrestling Chris Statlander in 2024.
Hot story, bro.
Oh, fuck off you and your hot story.
I'll tell you what, since we're there.
Oh boy.
No, because I was home Wednesday night. I had the night off. I worked during the day, so I was home Wednesday night, and I finally got to watch Dynamite. And there were things I liked about it, and then there were things I really disliked about it.
Oh, tell me what you liked.
I thought the main event was fucking awesome.
The 6-man? Yeah.
Yes, I thought it was awesome. Takeshita is a fucking star. I hope he takes the title off of Okada. And the weird dynamic between him and Will Ospreay. Getting to see Okada and Will Ospreay in an AEW ring was cool for me just because of my New Japan fandom. But I thought the match was awesome. I really liked it a lot. In that, though, they gotta stop changing the fucking commentators. Every fucking match, they bring in somebody. Roderick Strong had to be on commentary for the Hook match. Don Callis has to be on commentary for this match. Fucking the guy in the third row, he needs to be on commentary for the women's championship match. Stop. Because it fucking completely dilutes it and it doesn't make it seem important because they do it every fucking show. It's done on Rampage. It's done on Collision. It's done on Dynamite. It's done on the YouTube show. It's done on the new show that they haven't even done yet. Like, it's just, it's done to death. Just let fucking Tony and Sockface and Taz do the show. Just leave it at that.
Now get rid of Tony Schiavone.
Yeah, I'm with you, and I'm even talking about like people that actually do commentary. I'm with you about like filtering them out, let alone like guest commentators because they have a match the next week.
Oh,
Like that,
horrendous.
That's why sometimes when we like complain about the storytelling, this is a crutch they use to advance their story. Like Roderick Strong, because he's fighting Hook at Grand Slam, needs to be on commentary for this match. Like he doesn't. But like I said that for like sarcastically.
No, I get it, but
Yeah.
I'm with you, man. It's completely unnecessary because it takes away. From
You want to have him. You want to have him watching like at like on the ramp or at a like the Young Bucks did in that tag team thing. Like you want to have him doing that. Like that's fine. That's subtle. It doesn't take away from the viewing of the program. But like you said, like to do it so much on one show was each.
That's a lot. And I think, Kevin, the word you used that you're 100% like dialed in on is crutch. Like they use it for every fucking story they're telling. And it killed because I just don't give a shit. Right? The Don Callis on commentary because the the Callis family is they can't get on the same page would mean more if I didn't just watch 3 different other people sitting on 3 different matches.
Yeah, it's well, I do enjoy the wrestling and I do enjoy watching it. It's a weird place. It's like a weird show. Like what? Like why am I watching like Don Callis family heels, Young Bucks Okada heels, Will Ospreay babyface, Kyle Fletcher? I don't know. Like why am I watching like the Don Callis family, who I've been trained to hate this entire time, fight a team like the Bucks and Okada, who I've been trained to hate this entire time? Like I just don't get it. I get the fact that Will Ospreay owes him a favor for letting him out of the contract. We touched on that last week, but it's like a bizarre world of like influx stories that just don't necessarily come together. Maybe they will. Like you said, Takeshita is a bright spot. Okada to me still is a bright spot.
Bitch.
That has legs to me.
Bitch. Bitch.
Like I don't know, man, but you're right. Like just to piggyback on the commentary thing, the whole show is just like a weird, bizarro, like fun house of wrestling.
I got a question. Who's the $3 million bitch? Is it fucking Monet or is it Okada?
Fucking Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh, you know what? Red Biscuits or whatever the fuck her name is was going back to NXT.
Sexy Red. Get it right.
I only know that because I read Brundo's notes when I was taking dump before.
Dump notes.
Glad I could help your dump experience.
Wasn't Dump Notes a Japanese wrestler in the 90s? Dump Matsumoto?
Dude, I just started watching that.
Is it good? Is it good?
Great. Dude, it's good.
Fucking great.
It's good. The Queen of Villains.
Yes.
So I am 2.5 episodes in.
Is this just like a short series? It's not like it's not
5 episodes. They're all like an hour each, and they kind of follow her from her childhood through like they're following her through her childhood, how she got into wrestling, and the path she's gone on, and then the people that were in the same class as her. So it's like the Crush Girls. It's Jaguar, Toyota. Like, so that's where I am. Like, and where I am in the show, she has not reached Dump Matsumoto status yet.
She has not reached Dump status. I reach that every morning, bro.
She's
I
still
hope
like
I never get old enough where I don't laugh at that.
Dump status.
she's still like a young girl. Like she hasn't reached that level that she gets to. So it's fucking good, man. I'm really enjoying it. Like I was like, do I start an episode? Because I know I have to go for the podcast. Do I stop it in the middle? So it's good. I'm really enjoying it. I'll finish it tonight when I'm done with this. And then
it's like 2.5 hours left,
yeah.
bro.
I'll be up till like fucking 2 o'clock in the morning, dude.
Why, dude?
Because that's just the way I'm wired.
Oh, sorry.
Don't be sorry. That's the life I chose to live, brother. And then I'll finish that just in time for the fucking Vince McMahon documentary this week.
Oh, that's right.
What day is that? Is that the 26th?
That's the 25th. It's Wednesday.
You know what that means.
That's right.
Can we stop with the you know what that means shit too? I'm sorry. It's not us, but it's in general. Seriously.
But you get it, right? Like you get what it's
Of course
about.
I get it, but that was like 5 years ago.
So what? Why not? This might be the worst take you've ever had.
What was 5 years ago?
You know what that means.
No, but it wasn't because of Well, it has been 5 years.
It's been pretty long.
What has been pretty long?
Do you know what that means? Thing.
What is that?
What do you mean?
No,
what is that?
it's Wednesday night. You know what that means? He
Oh,
doesn't. I don't think he gets it.
You said it every fucking week when you were doing the fucking AEW Wizard show before it
That's
became
a
Dark Order.
A long time. That was a long.
That's what I said. It's like 4 or 5 years ago.
It'll
Yeah,
be
but
5 years and 2 weeks when they celebrate the 5th anniversary of Dynamite.
Yeah, but wait, hold on. Maybe I'm wrong then. Let me take a step back. Wasn't that just because that's what Brody Lee used to say all the time?
Yeah.
He's been dead 5 years?
No,
It's got to be close to it.
he died like 2021.
No way.
No, 2020. I think
Yeah.
November.
All right, so it has been a while, but that's why
Or
they
was
do it, because that's what Brody used to say. So they do it as
Day
an
after
homage to
Christmas?
him. So they can do it forever for all I care.
Nah.
All right, but anyway, it's the Vince McMahon docuseries. He released a
He sure did.
he had a thing today.
He put out his own version of the documentary. It's him just.
Oh,
walking
he
around-
put out
It's him walking around wiggling his cock everywhere.
Helicopter.
Ha ha! Ha! You know what that means?
he wrote today, I don't regret participating in this Netflix documentary. The producers had an opportunity to tell an objective story about my life and the incredible business I built, which were equally filled with excitement, drama, fun, and a fair amount of controversy and life lessons. Fortunately, based on an early partial cut I've seen, this doc falls short and takes the predictable path of conflating the Mr. McMahon character with my true self, Vince. The title and promos alone make that evident. A lot has been misrepresented or left out entirely in an effort to leave viewers intentionally confused. The producers use typical editing tricks with out of context footage and dated sound bites to distort the viewer's perception and support a deceptive narrative. In an attempt to further their misleading account, the producers use a lawsuit based on an affair I ended as evidence that I am, in fact, Mr. McMahon. I hope the viewer will keep an open mind and remember that there are two sides to every story.
What a fucking lunatic. Do you not remember the editing tactics? Do you not remember the self-destruction of the Ultimate Warrior? Do you not remember all that fucking bullshit that you put out for 30 fucking years?
It'd be really great if they like completely chopped and edited a fucking like things by him, but like the video is like cutting where he's like, I shit on her, you know, like it on her titties.
Now bark like a dog.
Yeah, they don't have to edit that.
Oh man, and I heard that they have not. They didn't. I think part of the deal was they couldn't release any pre-screens, so like nobody's seen this except for like a very small amount of people. But apparently there is a Tony Atlas, Pat Patterson story that Tony Atlas tells that does not paint Pat Patterson in a good light.
Oh, I think
Like,
Tony
they
Atlas.
interviewed Tony Atlas for this?
But I think Tony Atlas has told that story already. No,
It's
I know
news to
James-
me.
I know James Harris has told a few stories with the use of song.
Let me go meet the meat.
Well, I heard you yelling.
So this is gonna be fucking wild. And then what? Janelle Grant had like a press conference last week, right?
Yeah.
Of course she did. She scored 21 points and had 10 rebounds.
She did she hired another PR firm, like, I guess, to get ahead of this documentary?
I don't know. I'm sure she's well adjusted too.
But like, what did you expect Netflix to do once all this started to come out? Like, do you think there was just going to be like a biopic on Vince McMahon without any of this? Like, come on. Like,
Oh no, I can't wait. I can't wait.
I gotta get Netflix.
I'm super. Well, you're gonna have to get Netflix in January. You might as well get it now.
Oh,
They're gonna put a bunch of football games on there too. Thanksgiving, I think.
I don't like that.
On Netflix, dude, like football's everywhere. Like you go on Amazon on a Sunday to try to go shopping, and you're just bombarded with like live television.
Dude, Tony, there's
all
two
day.
Monday night football games tonight, and they overlap each other on
That's
TV.
That's ridiculous.
And next week.
And none of this shit is on like ABC anymore, right? Like it's all
No, it
on-
is. One is on ESPN, one is on ABC.
Really?
Yeah.
When did they go back to ABC?
Always, since they've been on ESPN.
Oh, I always thought like they moved Monday night to ESPN and then it was just on ESPN for a while without
Well, no,
ABC.
normally it would be on ESPN. Actually, I think lately they've been simulcasting it, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that, but it's ESPN overall because it's like a Disney company. ABC is also Disney. So if they wanted to, they could do whatever they want and put it on both ABC and ESPN. But I'm pretty sure mostly it's ESPN. And then tonight there's 2 games, one on ESPN, one on ABC, and they overlap each other.
How come Disney hasn't put fucking like Disney character mascots on the fucking sidelines of football games?
That's the weirdest question you've ever
How come they haven't done that? Like fucking Marvel characters? You mean to tell me you wouldn't like to see Deadpool on the fucking sidelines with the Jets? Come on, bro.
No, because who's looking at the fucking sidelines?
Because that'd be awesome. He'd be over there doing his swords and shit in between plays.
You're a fucking dork, dude.
Does Disney own Marvel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Star Wars. Imagine fucking Grogu on the sidelines floating around in that little thing.
Now you put the Muppets out there. I'm watching.
Bro, Grogu cam over the fucking top of the stadium.
What's a fucking Grogu?
The little fucking Yoda.
Oh, the
You-
baby Yoda.
Yeah, his name is Grogu.
Oh.
By the way, I don't want to
Sorry.
I don't want to sell Kevin's idea short. Muppets at the fucking Giants game would be amazing.
Dude, imagine like at halftime, like you know how like you go to a hockey game and there's like they have like the PB hockey players come out and play. Like imagine like during halftime they have the Muppets come out and play football.
Fucking Fozzie Bear gets CTE and starts beating on fucking Kermit and Scooter.
I'm here for that.
What's wrong with you?
Like you have like Sweetums and Rizzo like going like
The fucking band with Animal on the drums, fucking playing that
Electric
halftime show.
orchestra or something.
Yeah,
like
fucking
that.
A, dude.
Damn it. Can I get back to AEW?
Yeah, if you
Yes,
want,
absolutely.
sure.
If I want, I would like
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
I'd like to
Yeah.
talk about a little.
Talk about the NFL where you could have the Star Wars universe, the Marvel universe, and the Muppets. And we'll go to AEW where they have fucking Orange Cassidy doing this shit for 5 years.
And the
I'll
Muppets.
tell you what, if the Grand Slam was populated with the Muppets roster, I'd be watching that.
Don't give the Young Bucks any ideas, man. Could you imagine Kermit throwing super kicks?
Hey, they already had the Muppets, and they were guest hosts in
course they
Raw
were.
once.
Of course
I know
they
the
were.
Miz,
Yeah.
Miz was involved.
And that's one of the positives that Vince McMahon did that's not going to be in the Netflix documentary.
Sheamus is Beaker's cousin.
Take this time. I'm not even going to AEW now because that just brought something up, right? I put out on Twitter the other day.
Oh, shit.
What do you think? And I should have worded this better.
Me?
No, me.
What do I think?
What do I think? I put out on Twitter. What did you think was the worst year in wrestling for the WWE?
Year?
I should have worded it differently because all these, and this is the problem with something to wrestle with, the Eric Bischoff, all these fucking guys who lived it and they do these podcasts and they talk about it. Then all these fucking dorks go on Twitter and they talk like they lived it and they know what the fuck they're talking about. 1994 was the worst year because they didn't make any money and they had a bad chance. I don't care about. I love 1994. I love 1995. I wasn't asking what year was the worst from a fucking financial standpoint. I don't give a fuck. I want to know, as the viewer, what did you think was the worst year in the WWF? Like the worst year ever? Because I think like when I got back into it in like 2010, 11, it was pretty fucking bad.
What year was the era of the anonymous general manager? That was pretty
Yeah.
fucking bad.
That's a good one.
That was pretty fucking bad.
That was definitely late 2000s, I think. Or
God,
maybe
Michael-
no, early 2010s, because it had the Miz on it and Michael Cole.
Oh. The Raw anonymous general manager was June 2010 to July 2011. A fucking year they did this for.
Wait a minute. That's all it was?
Oh, it felt like forever, right?
It felt like it was like 6 years.
Do you remember who was the Raw
Yeah. It was fucking
anonymous?
It was Hornswoggle, the midget.
That's right.
All
It's
right,
totally
so
great.
I thought that too, but I also thought there was like didn't someone just like totally destroy the laptop to finally like end it, or am I making that up?
Somebody definitely did. I don't know if it was Cena or
Yeah, but didn't they also find Hornswoggle under the ring with another laptop or some shit?
that was like a year later, I think.
Yeah, Hey, long-term storytelling. You might learn
That's
a thing
right.
through AEW.
Vince McMahon found him on his doorstep with a note saying, "Hey, I'm your kid."
Hey, is Orange Cassidy Chris Jericho the longest running storyline in AEW history now?
Dude,
damn
Chris
it.
Jericho's got to go. I hated it. I fucking hated it, man. I just don't give a shit.
He's not. I don't think he's got to go. He's just got to change again.
He's the wrestling version of Vince Russo. For every goofy good idea he had, he has 1,000 bad ones, and there's nobody telling him no.
Yep.
KGG, you asked a question last week.
Uh-oh.
You said, remember Wardlow. Why isn't Wardlow on my fucking TV instead of Chris Jericho?
Didn't he get jobbed out? Wasn't he jobbed out before he left?
Who? Left?
Wardlow. Yeah, like his last time on TV.
We lost to like Joe or something, I think.
Yeah, they cut his hair, right?
That's
Yeah.
right. He did lose to Joe. Like they brought him back for like 2 weeks and he jobbed out right away. They didn't build him up for
Wardlow's not on
anything.
TV. Ricky Starks isn't on TV.
Miro.
Miro's not
on.
on TV. Miro's not young though. Like you have
Yeah.
all these young guys.
Oh yeah.
And like, dude, I know maybe somebody on this show might be into it. I have zero interest in seeing the Hurt Business 2.0 in AEW.
Well, I gotta ask Kevin. Kev, what do you think about Miro going back to WWE?
Oh, I thought you were gonna piggyback on the Hurt Business thing because that was clearly a me.
100%.
Yeah. So which one should I answer first, the Miro or the Hurt Business?
You can answer the Hurt because for me, I just don't. They're getting this massive new TV deal, right? They're going to be on. Tony Khan said it on Busted Open. They're going to be on with Warner Brothers for the foreseeable future. Someone reported like $170 million. We don't know if the pay-per-views are included on Max. Hopefully they are. But now you got to fix it, right? Ratings are the lowest they've been ever. Attendance isn't great. How do we fix this now?
The Hurt Business.
No. No, stop bringing in ex-WWE people.
That was
And
so
making them
good.
the focal point of your show.
That delivery was so good.
Sorry, man. Bobby Lashley doesn't do shit for me.
Well, that's because you're afraid of him.
I'm not afraid of him. He's been ducking me we're going on.
Dude, I'm here for it. Give me MVP managing Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Lashley. Listen, the only reason why I think I want it so much is because I think they cut it off way too soon. So that's why I want it again. And now say you add somebody else in the mix. I don't know what he's doing right now. But remember when they had the Beatdown Clan and TNA? Why don't you maybe bring in Kenny King? Maybe bring in I saw a meme today on social media. Maybe get Jay Lethal involved. Get him away from Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett's a babyface. Let Jay Lethal go back to being his badass self. And then you just have MVP. Cedric Alexander is obviously disqualified. He re-signed with WWE. Shelton Benjamin, Lashley, MVP, a Jay Lethal group. Bro, sign me up today.
He's got a group, doesn't he?
Who? Well, that's what I'm saying. You pull him away from Jeff Jarrett.
Oh, isn't Jeff mad at somebody too lately?
Hangman, baby.
Hangman Page.
Oh boy.
I loved it.
Strap match.
I loved it. Great stuff.
And then they beat him up, they beat him up in the back.
Who?
Jeff Jarrett.
That was 2 weeks ago. Last week was a pull apart.
Oh,
This week
well.
Jeff came out and was ready to whoop some ass.
Hell yeah.
Did either one of them wrestle this week?
No.
No,
Oh.
Hangman had a promo.
With Siobhan.
He was going to beat up Tony Scavone.
That's right.
Oh boy. Remember when the Young Bucks beat up Tony Khan? Whatever happened with that? Oh, that's right. Shad Khan came out and said, "What the fuck am I doing here?"
I don't know what to tell you, Tony.
That face was amazing.
I'll tell you what I do like that they did on Wednesday night. Private Party calls out
Yes.
UCC.
Yes.
Right? And I'm like,
Wait, what did they call out?
the
Bullet Club, Culture
Black
Club.
Combat Club.
Pull a club, combat club.
Right? They call them out, right? Private Party and who's their
Commander.
with them? Commander.
Oh,
right?
and flipping Alhambra over there, whatever his name is.
El Sombrero.
So they call out the Blackpool Combat Club, like you guys attacked us last week. We're not going to stand for this, whatever. And then the Blackpool Combat Club has like a promo in the ring, and then Private Party tries to attack them, and they beat the ever living dog shit out of Private Party.
Of course they
I was
did, because
I was like, oh man, this is going to lead to a fucking match at Grand Slam. And no, they beat the fuck out of them. I thought it was done extremely well.
why couldn't they just beat up the Dark Order? The Dark Order never fucking wins.
They're bad guys now too.
Everybody's a bad guy in AEW.
But it made sense, and then it made sense for them to completely dismantle Private Party and Commander.
Oh, so they're not a party anymore.
Party's over, bro. Turn out the lights.
So no more Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy together.
They went
anymore?
all casino on one of them with the hammer to the hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Matt and
Cheaters
Brundo,
justice.
I'd like to get your take on what Moxley said. He's like, you were here since the beginning, 5 years, and you're still in the same place you were 5 years ago. To me, that hit me on so many different levels. Like, because yeah, it's true, and that's not very complimentary to your freaking company, who've had you here since day one, and they haven't done shit with you.
Right.
Matt Hardy, woohoo!
I think that's the story that this new Blackpool Combat Club is trying to.
So they're gonna shit on everything in the company? I like this.
No,
group already.
they're going to take people
That makes sense, actually.
who have not lived up to their true potential and get them to the next level by any means necessary.
That's a great point, and that ties perfectly in with Wheeler Yuta.
So the Blackpool Combat Club is going to become the NWO of 1999?
It's very possible.
Oh, Christ. Fucking Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy in the Blackpool Combat Club. You heard it here first, folks.
NWO Blackpool Combat Club.
Oh, my God. BCC, they're going to spray paint the letters on their shirts and shit?
Now I know you didn't fucking watch it, so don't sit there and be so judgmental about it.
I don't know, but to just shit on the guys like you've been here for 5 years, you haven't done fuck all. Why couldn't they do that to Serpentico and fucking what's his nuts?
Nobody
Is
gives
Jack Evans still there? Can't they beat him up? What
But
happened to Sonny Kiss?
Sonny Kiss hasn't been in AEW for like a year, dude.
Well,
Kip
who else?
Sabian is still there, Tony.
Kip Sabian is still there.
He's doing that thing with Christian and the patriarchy, which I'm super duper interested in too.
Is Penelope Pitstop still there?
She's hurt.
Yeah,
She's
there you go.
hurt.
Yeah,
Like butt hurt because she doesn't wrestle in 5 years.
Probably.
Yeah, Matt, while we're on that Kip Sabian thing, like, where do you see that going?
Can he put the paper bag back on his head?
He might as well.
Fucking
Christian
douche.
spits
I
on
don't
him
know.
again.
because he got himself over with the paper bag on his head, and then he got that one match with Orange Cassidy for the international. Was it the international championship?
Is that the one where they had the video games at ringside, or was that a different one?
No. That's
No, that was years ago.
Remember when him and Miro were playing fucking Donkey Kong?
Can you let?
You're the fucking worst, dude. You're absolutely the fucking shit.
No, you know what the worst is? I remember a time when they said this was all going to be sports-based entertainment. Where did
All
that
right,
go?
fucking Ryan Arthur, fucking God damn it! You and fucking Handsome Kevin's not even here to defend himself. You guys live in these fucking wrestling ivory towers, and then you're watching fucking Lord Alfred Hayes matches and sending it to the group text message. Like, I'm impressed. Well, I watched another Frenchie Martin match. Meanwhile, Ricochet and fucking Beast Morpheus are having this incredibly athletic match. But no, they didn't sell.
No, they're not. They're having a gymnastics qualifier
They
match. They're trying to get into the Pan
20
American
minutes,
Games.
so they're fucking garbage. And that's the way Reggie Morton takes this body slam. Fucking hates the BCC private party, but man, Mickey Knuckles put her face on a ring rope full of fire. Can you believe it, guys? Fucking dude in a diaper, fucking hypodermic needle on the eyelid. It was
Holy
amazing.
shit, dude.
Nah, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns cinematic
Oh, my
adventure, the
God.
Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes dynamic. Nah, fuck that. Flush it down the toilet. Fucking Dory Funk was in a death match against Onita, and I'm still trying to find that shit.
We
Matt,
still are. We haven't had
Between
anything
that
else.
and fucking Pistol Pez Watley working in the fucking UWA for Lou.
I
Thesz.
listened to that podcast. That was awesome.
Fucking great, right?
this is a mic drop moment of all mic drop moments for Shining Wizards, Matt.
Never let it be said that Matt never had an interest in old school wrestling. He hit me up to a podcast that covered the UWA, which was a promotion where fucking Lou Thesz, of all people, had his hands in it because he desperately needed money. And you all know how that turned out. Not so good.
No, the fucking former NWA dude, Outlaws to Independence is called the podcast. It's Bo James and John, I forget his last. They do a phenomenal job.
Heinrich.
Miss Tessie.
Miss Tessie was a fucking problem, dude.
Yikes, dog.
Where were we going with the kid?
It doesn't
Oh,
matter. Kip
you asked
Sabian was
me
playing
about
Donkey
Kip
Kong.
I don't know what he's go. I think Kip helps Christian win the world title, and that's how he becomes part of the patriarch.
So he's kind of like to me, like this kind of like reeks of, and I don't mean that like as a bad way. Like it reeks of like Carlito joining the Judgment Day. It's just like, all right, come on in. You have helped us a little bit. You're doing some stuff. We'll let you in and officially become a member of the Judgment Day. I don't know if I hate it. I don't know if I love it.
All I want is I want Miro to leave and I want Rusev to challenge fucking Gunther. That's what I want. I want a little Rusev Day again. That's what I want.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Tony. I don't hate that.
No.
Rusev Day.
See, now I would like to see him, Rusev, go to TNA because, with all due respect to Kevin's friends in the system, tired of the system. I'm tired of it.
No, you're out of line. You're out of line.
Moose can't be in the main event for 2 years. Come on now, what are we doing here?
I thought Moose was on the verge of retiring. No.
Oh fuck, we'd be so lucky.
No, I thought he said he was winding.
No, he did
down,
say
no?
he did say he has like a year left in him. He said,
Oh, another year in the main event though. Fuck me running.
Hey,
Hurry.
Love Moose.
I like it with a little whipped cream on.
He's been around.
You'll knock it off.
Somebody's sucking my dick.
Easy there. All right. I think we need to regroup.
That was fun. I'm glad you got that out of your system, bro. I needed to be put in my place, and that was the perfect way to do it.
Were you put in your place? I'm sure.
I think so. I need a break. I need to recover from that.
Do you?
Yeah, it was like a pile driver on the hardest part of the ring. But don't worry, I'll kick out it too. It's all right. In the meantime, to give us the break we so desperately need, what?
I got two things. When we come back, right? I want to talk about two things.
Do you want to continue this the Rusev thing or no?
We can go back to Rusev.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to say Andre the Giant.
Yes.
What if he had the pituitary gland surgery and we got a healthy Andre run as a heel?
Ooh.
And I want to talk about the way a card is put together when we're watching a wrestling show.
Ooh.
Because I feel like that's like a lost art form.
Yeah, it is.
So I would like to talk about those things with you guys when we come back, if that's okay with you guys.
Sounds good.
That's
like
fine
it.
as long as we're done by 9.
Yeah, that's probably not going to happen tonight, Tony.
Well, KJG, let's start heading in that direction. Can you give me the old 1, 2, 3, brother?
Tony's got to watch a fucking Pete Sanchez match before he goes to bed tonight from Superstars 85.
Pistol Pez Watley is taking on fucking Ray Combs. Oh, that's
Ray Combs. Oh, you mean the
all right. Here we go. Back after this.
We would like to thank each and every one of you for tuning in every week to listen to the Shining Wizards. Here are some other ways in which you can support the show. If you shop on Amazon, visit amazon.shiningwizards.com and shop the way you always do. You'll pay the same low prices, and a portion of your purchase will help support the show. If you'd like to buy a Shining Wizards t-shirt, visit merch.shiningwizards.com to visit our pro wrestling tee store and select from over a dozen great designs. You can also become a Patreon supporter at patreon.shiningwizards.com, where we offer bonus content, producer credits, special legend shows where you participate in the show, and so much more. Continue to listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts and watch the show live on social media. Don't forget to like, rate, review and subscribe. Your continued support helps us to keep bringing you the best in professional wrestling podcasting.
It's time for your weekly lineup of shows on the Shining Wizards Network. On Mondays, it's the latest from Gorilla Brain, featuring the year of Duke and Rowe, covering a year's worth of classic wrestling, and the Tots Pod, introducing the world to wrestling action figure collecting. Also on Mondays, it's 30 Screams or Less, a weekly review of horror movies in 30 minutes or less. Rounding out Mondays, it's the Shining Wizards, covering everything in the world of pro wrestling. On Wednesdays, it's the Mark Order Podcast, keeping you up to date on everything AEW. On Fridays, it's Horns Up, as Radioactive Metal brings you everything in the world of heavy metal music. And on Saturdays, it's the ROH Revelry, covering everything in the history of Ring of Honor. The Shining Wizards Network is also the home to other great shows, like Bread Club, bringing you the latest from New Japan Pro Wrestling. The Brocast, your watch-along from Down Under, featuring the greatest wrestling matches in history. Turnbuckle throwbacks, paying homage to the greatest shows in the history of pro wrestling. Wrestling Night in Canada, a focus on wrestling with a north-of-the-border spin. Going Underground, taking you back to everything in the history of Lucha Underground. An inconclusive breakdown, keeping you up to date on everything happening in the world. Enjoy all of the amazing shows on the Shining Wizards Network, available wherever you listen to podcasts and at shiningwizardsnetwork.com. It's the Shining Wizards Network. Entertainment here.
All right, we're back.
We are back.
Why do you look so fuzzy?
I think it's the
Oh, there
light.
it goes. Look, no, look at now
It's the
you're
light.
yeah. Ooh, fancy man. Well, Brundo will be right back. He had the fucking Hershey squirts. KJG's fucking
Well,
whacking his bag.
The Hershey squirts.
Yeah, man. Oh,
Yikes, dog.
there he is.
Oh, you like that podcast though?
Yeah, it was good times. It was good times.
Yeah, the first episode is good too. It's a brand new podcast.
What's that called?
Outlaws to Independence.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a great listen. The first episode is fantastic too. I think they do a monthly. Yeah.
Perfect. There's enough a lot of weekly ones to catch up on.
Yeah, I hear that. So back to Rusev. You guys want to talk more Rusev?
Yeah, I just thought it'd be kind of cool for him to come back and reprise Rusev and get right involved with what's his name?
Gunther?
Yeah, have like a little European fucking challenge going on there, you know? The Bulgarian Brute, the Austrian fucking Switchblade, whatever his name is.
Would you do that, or would you maybe have him go after and try to help like a guy like Bronson Reed? Maybe have a Rusev Bronson Reed type deal.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm a big fan of the big sweaty guys getting meat or whatever the fuck they
Have you
say.
did you see the whole Braun Strowman Bronson Reed thing? That was freaking fantastic.
Yeah, with the car and the fighting in the...
No, well, this was after that. That was this past week, I believe, right?
Yeah, this past week.
Yeah.
They fought everywhere around in the back, around the ringside. They broke the barrier that gets broken every week.
Yeah, and then they went to a sheetrock wall again.
Yeah, into some kitchen or something like that. It was nuts.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Are we this Bad Blood match? CM Punk and Drew. That's it, right?
It's got to be it. It
right?
can't go further.
Yeah.
But like,
I really thought it was it with the bracelet. Oh, by the way, just so you know, Matt, Botchamania, the recent episode, had the fucking exact footage where CM Punk got the bracelet back and kissed it, and then the next scene is Drew dropping it down his fucking...
Yeah, dude, it's weird.
Well, I mean, it's 2024. It's not necessarily so weird. You know, dude wants to taste another dude's balls, you know.
He's hungry for some from under.
Yeah, man. Wanted some mom's meatballs.
Scottish meatballs.
There you go.
Have you ever been in that fucking position before?
Yes, I have, HK. Yes, I have.
No, definitely
Oh
not.
boy.
So what do we got? That Hell in a Cell, Damian Priest, Finn Balor. Is that Bad Blood?
yeah, this is a loaded card, man.
Liv, Rhea, and Dirty Dom is going to be in the shark cage above the ring.
Oh, he's
That's
gonna
great.
drop her a weapon, dude. That's what's gonna happen.
Nia is going to face the winner of Bailey or Naomi. That'll be decided Friday on Smack Dizzy.
That's not gonna happen. There's gonna be like a double DQ, some shit. It's gonna be a triple threat. And then fucking Nia, not Nia, the other two, Naomi and Bailey, they're gonna be fucking. Oh no, they're both gonna go for the pin, and then they're gonna look at each other, and it's gonna be like, what the fuck? That's what's gonna happen. And Nia's gonna walk out the winner. And then what's gonna hit her in the punani with the fucking briefcase.
Her hole.
And then the unlikely duo, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, take on the Bloodline.
Oh man, Roman's gonna fuck him up.
That's gonna be the main event. Apparently,
it's gonna be the reformation of the NWO. It's gonna be finger poke of Doom-esque.
What are you talking about?
It's gonna be Flair turning on Sting. He's gonna get tagged in and go woo, and then punch him in the face. It was me, Cody. It was me all along.
I can't.
Fantasy booking here.
He's gonna give Cody Rhodes. He's gonna give Roman.
It was me, Tony. It was. What does that even fucking mean?
It was me, Cody.
I thought you said Tony.
No, he's gonna fucking.
I think he did say Tony.
He's gonna give him the fucking. He's gonna give Roman Reigns the fucking jalapeno pepper necklace back.
Again, you don't watch.
I'm doing my picks. I'm predicting.
Yeah, Tony's doing his picks, and then tomorrow we're gonna get a text message. You guys see this George Wells match from fucking 85 Superstars?
To be fair, George Wells was on WrestleMania.
Yeah, but he was a fucking jobber.
Kevin
Owens is gonna factor into this main event at Bad Blood.
I want to say for a while in this run that I'm watching, they were putting guys together in 6-man matches. And it was always 3 heels with the same manager. So it would be like Bret Hart, Jim Neidhart, and the Honky Tonk Man. And they'd go against an established team like the Islanders and then SD Jones. Guess who's fucking taking the fall? One of them was so bad. I think it was the Islanders who teamed up with Jose Luis Rivera. The Islanders never tagged in. They just beat the shit out of Jose and pinned him. And fucking Gorilla goes, the Islanders didn't even get a chance to get in this one.
Tony, I will say this. You're not wrong about that because I just happened to stumble upon like a Demolition when all 3 of them were there, Crush, Smash, and Axe, and they were fighting 2 like literal no names and Ronnie Garvin. at the end of Ronnie Garvin's run, they just put him in like a job guy match. And
it's like the red shirt guy on fucking Star Trek. You know he's the asshole that's gonna fucking die. I think Lanny Poffo had jobber duty too in one of those 6-man matches.
Yeah, but he was a jobber though.
Yeah, but you knew he was the guy.
Like Ronnie Garvin had a feud with like fucking Greg Valentine. Like, and now all of a sudden, like he's like teaming with 2 schlamokes.
What do you got? What do you got, Matt? I see you got.
I got nothing, man. I really got nothing. I can't.
You want to do your Andre question?
I can't. Oh, the Andre. So yeah, excuse me. So I watched that Andre promo when he was the Ultimate Giant, right? When he had his face painted up and he was going to wrestle the Warrior for the IC title, and they were doing like fucking 30-second house show matches. It was just a shame because Andre was having such a great time just being a fucking heel, right? In his best days, he was a face outside of his run in Japan when he was a heel. Like if he had decided to get that pituitary gland surgery and he was in better shape, like he wasn't in pain all the time, could you imagine what an 88, 89 heel Andre run in the WWF would have been like?
Yeah, it would have been a lot better than what it was. He probably wouldn't have been the guy that would be laying down for like guys like the Warrior or maybe he would have been because they liked Warrior too. So,
yeah, but he wouldn't have gotten 30-second job matches
on house shows. Maybe actually probably not. You're probably right. Actually,
yeah, he still would have probably lost, but it would he would have been able to do so much more than just like get stuck in the ropes and have the Warrior grab Heenan by his balls.
Yeah. Now, would they have still put him with Haku as the Colossal Connection?
That's
I
a
don't know.
really good
Yeah,
point.
but Andre loved that in the rope spot. He did that as a babyface. He did that as a heel. It was always a way for the heels to get cheap heat on him. You know, if he's incapacitated, it's easy for the guys to choke. I went to a house show. It was Andre and Rude against Jake and Hacksaw, and they did the spot. And Jake and Hacksaw used Rick Rude as a battering ram, and they just fucking picked him up and just kept ramming him into Andre's guts. It was amazing. But that's the way Andre would get the guy's heat, by getting trapped. That's what he always did. I see it like this. If Andre's healthy and they put Andre in the heel role the way they did, make him one of the machines and suspend him, bring him back, whatever you want to do, I think he beats Hogan at WrestleMania 3. I think you go a whole year with Andre as a heel, putting the Heenan family there with him, kind of like they did with the Big Boss Man working up to Mr. Perfect. And then Andre, well, when they eventually get to that level, he just topples them all. Make it an entire year story and have Hogan conquer him at WrestleMania 4.
So I agree with that, but I don't agree with Andre winning the belt at WrestleMania 3. I think he could win the belt, but at WrestleMania, like back in the day, like how often did heels really win the main event?
Yeah, but can you imagine 93,000 people booing him out of the fucking...
You can't do that, man. You need that. I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you, but the likelihood of that ever happening, despite how great a shape Andre was in or could have been in eventually, there was no chance that was ever going to happen.
So
maybe he beats him at like no, SummerSlam wasn't.
What was the evil ref spot? Was that before or after WrestleMania 3?
That was that was February '88. That was before WrestleMania 4.
Yes,
before WrestleMania 4.
Yes, it was after 3.
Yeah.
So maybe you actually hold that up and not do the tournament at WrestleMania 4, and then from that moment on, Andre takes control and totally dominates the scene from that show on with DiBiase.
But I think you got to give people the go home happy moment at WrestleMania 4. The other problem is the only pay-per-view between WrestleManias at that point is Survivor Series. And if you're going with the 5-on-5 gimmick, you can't have a world title match.
If I had to choose between 3 and 4, 93,000 people or like 6,000 at Atlantic City in New Jersey, I'm picking having the go home moment, having the go home moment at WrestleMania 3. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I would have Andre lose. You know what?
Wait, are you saying you'd have Andre lose at WrestleMania 4?
I guess I am.
Because
that didn't make my point.
No, but the only thing I'd have against that is like, then do you run Andre all the way to WrestleMania 5, or do you have him drop it? Say it's like SummerSlam. If you do, it's not really much of a run for Andre as champion. Then if you're gonna put the belt on Andre and he's in great shape and he's like a monster, you got to let him run year to year. I think you'd have to.
I agree. I just can't see them not having the big baby face moment in front of 93,000 people. I just can't see that being a heel spot at the end of that show.
That's fair enough.
So if you're gonna do it at 4, and then have him run. There you go. Have him run to 5, maybe, or back in that same building. Oh, there you go. It's the same building. There's that made story. He runs it from 1 year to from 4 to 5, or a little bit after 4.
Well, then let me ask you this: do we take him out of WrestleMania 3 then? Do we line up Paul Orndorff for WrestleMania 3 the way things were looking if Andre wasn't going to make it there, and then push Andre off 4 to 5?
No, I think you go with we go with your dominant Andre run, whether it's a year, 2 years, whatever it is.
No, but I'm saying WrestleMania 3. Do you have Andre lose at WrestleMania 3, or do you push that off? First match at 4, rematch at 5. You know what I'm saying? And then give that year to maybe just let Hogan run for another year.
Yeah, Matt, this was your question, so that's a tough call to make. I think you have to do Hogan Andre in front of all. If you're trying to get all those people in, like 93,000 people, you gotta do Hogan Andre no matter what.
Or do you do Hogan Andre at WrestleMania 2 and push that to WrestleMania 3?
Andre was still babyface.
I know, but you could, twist things around if you want to. Thoughts, fellas? What do you think?
Look, it's a lot of what ifs. It wasn't necessarily because he could still go at 3.
He was already feeling it though.
He was feeling it, but by the time we get to Colossal Connection,
for sure.
The feud with the Warrior, like he is a fucking shell of a man. Like if he's not though, man, that would have been great. I mean, look, the turn on Hogan is the what makes him the bad guy. So that keeps it at 3. Right? Orndorff is nowhere to be found on 3, if my memory serves me correct.
No, not at all.
No, his arm is fucked by then.
Right, so you can stay with that. You can do the double referee thing, and you could just scrap the fucking tournament, really. Yeah. Or do the tournament and just put Hogan and Andre on opposite ends and have them meet in the middle.
Nah, I say fuck the tournament. I think you're right. Because that tournament, as cool as it was getting Savage and DiBiase in the final, there was an awful lot of dog shit to get there. There really
But also,
there was.
You also have to remember, like, the legs they got out of the Savage win, because the story they tell with the Mega Powers, 5, and then post 5. Like, if you remember, Hogan's feud from 5 to 6, he only feuds with Savage. There's that really brief moment where he's against Perfect, but it's Hogan and Beefcake versus Zeus and Savage, King Macho Man. Like, Savage is like ingrained in the Hulk Hogan's life from 5 to 6. By the time we get to the Rumble and him and the Warrior, like, Hogan's had one feud for almost a whole year, and it's been with Savage.
I wonder if we would still be talking about the Hogan Savage WrestleMania 5 whole story as glowingly if we knew that we possibly could have got that same length out of a Hogan Andre feud.
Yeah, and I think Savage would be perfect to hang around that Intercontinental title. Give him Honky Tonk Man. Let him beat him back, or beat him back. Let him get his win over Honky.
Like,
let him win with the belt.
The only comp we have to Andre, like a healthy Andre, is like a healthy, in shape Big Show, right? Like, Big Show was able to get great matches out of people, and vice versa. Whoever he was with was able, like, I kind of do, like, to Matt's point about this initial question to begin with, like, imagine if we had like a healthy Andre, what he could do with so many people. That feud with Jake, that feud, like it could have all, like, even if you wanted to put him with Haku and have the Colossal Connection, because just because he's healthy doesn't mean he's not getting older. So there still has to be a spot for him to protect himself. Like a healthy Andre against like the Hart Foundation. Like, jeez.
What if you move Andre winning the title from February 88 to maybe back to like December of 87, like right after Survivor Series?
I don't think you can go wrong with Andre winning the title no matter what year you put on it.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, because then if you put the title on him in sort of that same spot, but maybe in a different time, and then Hogan wins that match at 4 and gets the title back,
I think
then you could go other directions. Maybe you get like Macho Man saving Hogan at maybe like SummerSlam or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You could still get the Savage Hogan, just push it down the line a little bit.
I think if you move Andre to maybe like the summer, have him beat Hogan in the summer, and then you get like the fall winter for Andre to maybe have a run with like a Hacksaw Jim Duggan for a little while Hogan. Hey, Hacksaw was over.
I want to see Andre against a babyface King Kong Bundy.
Yep. Now,
what about, then you push it back to Andre Hogan at 5.
If Andre is healthy, there's a good chance we don't ever get a Macho heel turn, and then we could probably get the Mega Powers for a lot longer, which, to be honest, would have never meant like we get Brutus Beefcake put in that spot, and it's just Hogan and Savage versus all the bad guys for a longer period of time. Now, don't get me wrong, Macho King ruled, but like
you don't put Zeus with Andre.
Maybe you put Andre with Savage.
Put Zeus with DiBiase.
Oh my God, Hogan and Beefcake versus Andre and Savage? I think that's a big upgrade from Zeus.
I wonder who's eating the pin there.
Oh my God, Andre played Zeus in the fucking movie, No Holds Barred.
now you're getting crazy.
Well, they change it to like Pierre or some shit like that. I don't know. They give him a different name. He doesn't have to be Zeus.
Jean.
Yeah, like with a big J shaved in the side of Andre's head.
Oh, you know what I learned you know what I learned today?
What did you learn? Yellow in the front, brown in the back.
No. I learned Earthquake's name when he debuted and the manager he debuted with.
Canadian Earthquake, wasn't it?
No, he had a dark match where he was wearing like fucking pants and
fuck.
like a shirt. It was like Yukon something. Yukon Eric?
No.
Yukon Eric was a real dude.
Think alliteration, bud.
Evil Earthquake.
Oh, Evan Earthquake? Earthquake Evans. That was it.
Earthquake Evans.
That was it.
And his
manager was the fucking goblin.
The lumberjack.
Joe LeDuc.
Yeah, Joe LeDuc. Yeah.
No, his manager was Slick.
Brother.
Holy shit.
Oh, wait, I'm thinking. All right, so Joe LeDuc is a different thing. He also had a. You're confusing like wrestler and wrestler, not wrestler and manager. Yeah. God damn, Earthquake Evans. That's right.
Earthquake Evans.
Damn, it was Evans.
I've seen that before.
He beats Paul Roma.
Of course he does. Think Paul Roma stood a chance?
What a jobber.
Paul Roma's great.
What if they decide not to even put the belt on Andre? What if we get Hogan Andre at WrestleMania 3, and then eventually we get the whole Hogan Savage run, or for some reason, maybe we get DiBiase beats Hogan at some point. Savage fucking gets the title. We wind up the same way.
And,
you know what I'm saying?
And let's be honest, to the Hacksaw Jim Duggan point, if that whole thing with Iron Sheik doesn't happen, and if Hacksaw's back in the good graces, maybe Hacksaw gets that main event run with Andre for the belt while you have Hogan and Savage over here.
Oh my God. And fucking Hacksaw hits him with the 2x4, takes the belt. They hold it up because he cheated. Bam! WrestleMania tournament, bitches.
How about that?
I would have loved in like an alternative universe, like a Rat Pack reunion in the WWF.
Oh God! With
Hacksaw hated Matt Bourne. Hacksaw hates Matt Bourne.
Yeah, but even if it's just Hacksaw and DiBiase.
Oh yeah.
And then bring in maybe Stan Hansen. Have him in there. How about that?
I've been watching a lot of 83 Mid-South. I'm fucking loving it. Fucking Stagger Lee.
Dr. Death?
Dude, Dr. Death, no offense. I know he was still playing football.
Boggle.
He looked like a hunk of shit.
Back then?
In 1983, like he wasn't like All Japan Dr. Death or probably like UWF Dr. Death. Like 83, he's just like a fat dude who's like a tank, but he's not
but he was a real athlete, and that's what they liked in Mid-South.
He's in football college wrestling shape.
Right. And that was their crew. That was the running crew, those guys.
Yeah, and I'm super surprised because I bring up Earthquake. And I put it in the Discord too. Like during Dr. Death matches, Bill Watts is like, we got a great super heavyweight collegiate division in wrestlers. We got Dr. Death at Oklahoma. We got we got John Tenta at LSU. And I'm like, oh, John Tenta. But John Tenta never even sniffed the UWF or Mid-South. And I figured that would have been on Bill Watts' radar.
No, maybe he thought he was coming in.
Also, right?
Oh,
Tony Atlas, right? There's a segment. There's a segment on this episode of this Mid-South.
Please tell me uptown downtown Karen was stomping on his face.
No,
got a cell phone.
He's gonna bench press like 550, right? So it's Tony Atlas, JYD, all these kids from like the Boys and Girls Club of New Orleans, and fucking Bill Watts. And Bill Watts is like, look, I don't know if it's a work. I don't know if he just presses 550 in his spare time, but he's like doing a great job of amping himself up. Tony Atlas, right? He's like zoned. He's on the bench.
Feet on my face. Huh.
And fucking Bill Watts is this fucking running his gums while this poor guy's trying to press 550.
Was he being inappropriate though, or like?
No.
Okay.
No, but it's just like
because I've heard a few things about Bill Watts.
But it's like, you know, you got to focus. 550 is a lot. You know, I don't trust the fucking junkyard dog to spot me.
It depends on which junkyard dog we're talking about.
Junkyard dog or junk food dog?
Was he already on the junk? let me put my junk. Let me put my junk over your face. Don't.
I know you like. I know I bust your balls about old wrestling, but I like watching old wrestling as well.
Kayfabe, bro.
Well, you know, I'm not going back to Bruno, but the 80s, like, there's a lot of stuff in the 80s I want to see. Like CWA and Memphis and stuff like that.
I'm kind of glad I'm taking this like journey watching Wrestling Challenge. You know, it's fun. It's fun going back, seeing stuff that I may have missed the first time around. Like I'm like Honky Tonk Man just turned heel and just joined Jimmy Hart. So we're working to WrestleMania 3. So I'm waiting for the guitar shot that fucks Jake's life up. It's coming. I mean, I already got Steamboat's tracheotomy. The doctor's fighting whether or not he's going to come back. I'm waiting for the fucking guitar shot, dude. I'm waiting for Alice Cooper. I'm loving it. I'm waiting for it all.
So I listened to a recent episode of Jake the Snake's podcast where he talks about the DDT on Ricky Steamboat on the concrete.
Yeah.
And how he like begged like everyone, like, let's not do this.
Yeah. He didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do it, but Ricky wanted to do it. I think he said, I could be wrong. I think he said Pat Patterson wanted it to happen.
Oh, the base, the rub him on his head.
It's just like, he's like, no, I begged him not to do it. Like, I just, like, I didn't want to do it. I thought I killed him. Yeah.
I still remember as a kid, I think it was Mean Gene interviewed him in the back, and Steamboat put his head back, and you could see the fucking lump was like 2 inches off his head. It was disgusting, dude. I was a kid. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, I didn't say fuck because I was a kid, but you know what I mean.
Right, you're freaking out.
The sentiment was there for sure.
Freak out.
And then I guess because we're kind of talking a lot of old school, you know, back in the day wrestling, which is always fun. Like you look at like some of these, it's missing these days, right? Like the roller coaster of a wrestling show, like every match, like it's okay to be a 3-star opening match. Like I don't need to see, right? Like what would you have done if 1996 WWF people are throwing super kicks in the opening match when Shawn Michaels is in the main event?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get fired.
Nobody was throwing DDTs when Jake Roberts was on a show.
Right, like I get the idea, like you're gonna go out there and tear the house down, but you can go and have like a really good match and not fucking steal the show.
If a main event spot, somebody's going through a table, nobody else goes through a table. And WWE's been breaking that a lot more lately too.
I don't need to see a Canadian Destroyer in the third match when it's going to be used twice in the main event.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember in I think it was 1-2-3 Kid or Ramon or one of those guys said in the opening match for WWE back in the day, you weren't even allowed to go outside the ring. It was just like keep it in the ring, keep it simple, and go home.
Yeah. And every match, like Matt said, it didn't have to be this huge affair, but make it entertaining and fucking move on, you know?
They're just there used to be a flow to a lot of these shows, and now it seems like it's missing.
And it goes into the order of booking too. You know, they always say like the popcorn match or the piss match, whatever, but you need those matches to bring you down. Like if you're constantly keeping the energy up and up and up, by the time you get to that main event, you're fucking exhausted. You need those breaks in between.
So
you need a feel-good match. You need a little like breather match in between, you know?
So I think that all depends on what type of show we're talking about here. Are we talking about a Raw? Are we talking about
I'm talking about like a pay-per-view, a PLE, whatever we're calling it.
If you're talking about a pay-per-view, then Tony's 100% right.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about weekly TV.
But it's also tough now because WWE does a lot of these like mini pay-per-views where there's only 5 matches. I mean, the saving grace is there's a lot of bullshit in between the matches where they're showing you video packages and things like that. So there's not really that, like you're still riding, like you kind of like come down a little bit while you build up for the next one. But yeah, man, like old school pay-per-views, like 8-9 matches, like you got to build that shit right. Yeah.
Like here, Grand Slam is like a special occasion, right? I've been to the last 2 Grand Slams. it's exhausting.
Yeah.
It's fucking exhausting, right? Because they're taping 2 sets of TV and they're giving you these super high quality matches, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't flow because they have to stop in the middle. They have to change the fucking ring apron and the skirt. And it's hard. Like I think what was last year? The main event was
Ricky Starks and Will Hobbs.
Yeah.
No holds
And, like,
barred.
and I bet you the match was great. I spent most of the time just watching people leave.
I was just waiting. Same thing. I was waiting for it to be over so I could, take the 2-mile trek back to my car and get home at 2 a.m.
A sidebar just to call back to something we were talking about before about the prices of tickets. And
Right.
we'll get back to this obviously too, Matt. I don't want to get off this topic, but just out of curiosity, what are the prices of AEW shows compared to, like, you could probably get a cheap AEW ticket.
Right. I'm going to
Right?
go on
Like-
Ticketmaster right now.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
Like that's got like, so if you love wrestling and you can't afford to go to a WWE show, not that AEW is like less than, better than, or different than, like AEW might be like your ticket to like go bring the family out for a show. Now, granted, it's not a family oriented product, but like that's an alternative option. Again, just to deviate from what we were just talking about. It just struck me as interesting to see what their prices were in terms of in relation to WWE.
You could sit on the floor for $200 at Grand Slam.
And the top shelf ticket that we talked about for Nassau was $130.
Yeah.
Damn. Listen, hey man, start being fans of AEW. Serious.
You could buy tickets for as cheap as $25.80 on Ticketmaster, and there's really not a bad seat in the house at Arthur Ashe.
No, there isn't.
Yeah, but if you play your cards right, you might just get a handout ticket.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, going back to like the booking of the show and how it works, like you said, like we're talking about strictly PLEs. Yeah, that used to be the philosophy of having like a get up match, but they don't do that anymore, man. Like I think if I remember correctly on what was this last show that WWE had?
Bash in Berlin.
Bash in Berlin. Like they went straight from like top featured match to top featured match. There was no in between there, which is fine because that crowd is souped, man. They don't need to be let up. They're already up.
Yeah,
so like, as an independent show is different. Like as an independent show, you might need that.
You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even like AEW, like I gotta sneeze again.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, excuse me. Allergies today. Like AEW cards are long, right? Sometimes they're fucking slog to get through. I feel like the pacing at All Out,
Chicago.
whatever wasn't
All Out was the last one.
All in and Wembley. I thought the match placement there worked. I felt like the card flowed good. I haven't watched all of All Out yet because I'm so fucking far behind in life, so I can't comment on that. But I don't know. It's just something like I got to think. I've been watching a lot of old wrestling as I go to sleep and listening to a lot of podcasts that talk about old wrestling. So it just was something I thought I'd bring up on the show.
Do you think it's because a lot of the guys on the undercard were like super over too? So, I'll bring it back to, Hacksaw Jim Duggins in the third match. He didn't have to do shit. He'd come out there, throw a couple of punches, yell ho, and the crowd's insane. Where he doesn't have to, go out there and throw, 6 super kicks to get the crowd to react.
Yeah.
And there were plenty of guys on the WWE roster or WWF roster back in the day where maybe not that over, but you get a reaction from them and they don't really have to do as much.
It's just the expectations of what wrestling fans want has grown exponentially.
Yeah.
Like depending on what you're into, like Tony's into one thing, like somebody else might be into something else where like maybe the action is what you want. Maybe it's the selling, maybe it's the story. It all depends on knowing your audience. At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. WWE clearly knows their audience, and I trust that, and AEW does too. And I truly trust that. And like TNA, let's talk about fucking TNA with that street fight with Santana and Dango. Holy shit, that was bonkers. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. it's all about knowing your audience and what they want. Do you think your audience wants a get up match? Do you think your audience would like a nice little promo spot here, or do they just want the action? It really all depends. I feel like WWE, and to maybe a little bit of a lesser extent, AEW knows exactly what their audience wants, and they have been doing a pretty decent job. I can't remember. I want to say it was All In, where the final 2 matches were literal like back to back like top matches, and there wasn't a let up match in there either. So but that's again, they were all the way up. That's London. They're all the way up all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just about knowing your audience, and I feel like they both do a good job of knowing that.
So I think Brundo, I didn't know you were tweeting Wednesday night. But I tweeted out I think the Ricochet Beast Mortis match was great.
Yeah, it was.
Ricochet does all the same shit that Hologram does, that fucking Commander does, that Penta does, that Phoenix, that there's nothing. I don't know. I just think he's another dude, right? And then he just got there. Do we feel like they're rushing the Ospreay Ricochet match because they have already announced it for October 2nd at the 5th anniversary show?
Yeah, just and I still can't believe they're advertising this fucking Nigel Danielson match, and then they have, if Danielson is cleared to wrestle. It's if you don't fucking have this match now, you're gonna have a lot of fucking annoyed people.
Why? That's what they're being very clear about it. It's pro wrestling, dude. Come on.
It's not a great way to sell tickets, though.
Yeah.
Announce it. I get it. You're teasing the story a bit of him being hurt. Because
KJG makes a good point. You bought a ticket to see Nigel's return against Bryan Danielson, and it doesn't happen, I'd be pretty fucking annoyed too.
That's 99 WCW.
And that goes back to they just signed this new deal. They have the lowest ratings, the lowest attendance. They need to tighten this shit up.
And they won't.
They have to, though.
But they won't, dude.
You have the money now. You have the money. You will be the most profitable company outside of WWE ever.
But this Ospreay Pew Pew match, this is happening on free TV, right?
Yes, it is.
Can't get out of their own fucking way. Did they learn nothing from Hogan Goldberg, for Christ's sakes?
It is the 5-year anniversary.
Oh, who gives a fuck?
I don't hate this at all, by the way. And I'll tell you why. Because there's no story to be told between these two anyway yet. So just, you know what? Strike while the iron's hot. You got Ricochet, you got Will Ospreay, you have a big time event. Fucking do it. If you want to tell a story later on down the road between these two about who's really the innovator of this style of wrestling, you could do that down the road and bring something back to the table. Listen, they did it with Swerve and Paige, right? That's an ongoing story that's been being told for a long time. If they're smart, they could find a way to double back, but I do not hate them giving this match away for free on their 5-year anniversary show.
With no story, no build-up.
But it's a TV match.
And there was kind of...
That's a big fucking TV match.
There's
dude.
kind of a
Is
story.
it though?
Yes.
Well, considering why they're rushing it, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
The only reason they're rushing it is because of the history between the two with that one match that everybody talks about.
Right. And we know that. And if that's the story they're going to tell for this one,
Yeah, but not everybody knows that. And that's the problem. If AEW relies on the fact that everybody that's watching them knows that match, they're not fucking building their audience.
That's a different argument.
But it goes to the point where they've got to fucking start tightening up the ship.
Oh, that's fair.
I mean, you have to start bringing in people at some point and stop hemorrhaging people. I was listening, there was a Jim Cornette Omnibus episode where he was talking about the ratings every week for Dynamite. Bro, they've lost 500, almost 500,000 people from the beginning of Dynamite to now every week. That's crazy. They're lucky if they're hitting 800,000. They used to be at 1.2 million. That's nuts.
And they're getting a new TV deal.
And that's the crazy part.
Well, they're whatever they're bringing in is enough for Warner Brothers to be yes, this is working for us.
Just one brother, Brundo.
Sorry, I'm not used to doing the banner, so I've had the banner thing over here, and I missed all these comments over here.
Oh shit, that's a fucking fuck up on all of our parts there. We should have fucking been on.
Now I just hit a button on. There we go. Like, I'm going to click this. John D. Klintzman. He said, "Evening, boys."
Johnny C from Johnny. What's the company? Johnny and Johnny Figures.
Oh, dudes eating dudes' balls. What else did I expect when I tuned in?
Of course.
That was going back to the CM Punk bracelet. Drew
And then
McIntyre.
William Carroll said, "What's up, Matt? What's up, Will?"
What is on that?
I don't know. I don't know who William. I don't know who you are. And if I do, maybe you go by a different name. I'm sorry. I apologize. But what's up? How are you? The story with Ricochet too, Tony, just was he wanted to challenge, but Will said he had to get some wins under his belt, so he beat Sammy Guevara and the Beast Mortis.
Oh, great.
And he beat Kyle Fletcher. So now he's on a 3-week winning streak.
Phew, that's lame.
Wins and losses mean something in AEW again?
That was another thing that bothered me about Dynamite. Some people, they would show their records, and other people's they wouldn't. Just fucking shit or get off the pot. Please.
That's a fair point.
Yeah. Yahtzee.
Yahtzee indeed.
Yeah.
Matt, do we want to talk about the WWE side of things real quick before we pull the train to the station? Like,
Yeah, what do you want to talk about, man?
did we talk about that? Did you guys happen to see the Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns thing?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right,
Unbelievable.
Tony.
Nobody
All right,
does it.
Tony, you gonna shit on it? What did you think?
No, I thought it was awesome.
Okay.
I was waiting for, I'm not going to be your partner. I'm going to be your savior. Taz and Bam Bam? Anyone?
Oh, yeah.
I got it.
Oh yeah.
You know where you're
That
going?
didn't. I was surprised.
Because I thought you were doing a Roman, like, I was like, is that your Roman Reigns voice?
I was like, I don't remember that part of the segment.
Yeah. Roman Reigns walks around calling everybody, brother.
No, so I thought that was like expertly done, and I really thought that even like Cody Rhodes coming out to save KO at the end, which
Oh, and KO with the fucking chair. Shit or get off the pot, dude. Either hit him or fucking leave the chair on the ground.
It's coming, bro.
That
I don't
ain't
know
coming.
if it is.
I don't think it's coming. I think Randy's going to be the one to do it, not KO.
Randy's on vacation.
Good for him. He's been eating.
Big boy.
Love fucking Randy. I love
Boy,
Randy. Orton.
Giovanni Vinci losing again to Apollo Crews.
Yeah, that's a shame.
At
Well,
least he got his
he's
heat back after the match, thank God.
Yeah, he's getting frustrated. He's on that Brian Myers losing streak.
Bite your tongue. Don't you fucking dare.
Hey, man, it took him the motivation to win the tag belts with Broski, right?
That's right. And he's still a tag team champion to this day. How about that?
Not with Broski, though.
No. Broski's gonna be have his hands full with Nick Nemeth and the pick your poison stipulation.
Thought you were going to say Nick Gage.
He might have that too.
Oh, damn.
A lot of poison there.
I don't know. I think Owens is turning on Cody.
I don't know if that's coming, man. I think he's just going to turn on Sammy again.
Sammy's got his hands full with the Gunta.
Cody.
Oh, yeah, he's
Cody,
getting that
Cody.
title shot, right?
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
Is Chad Gable talking him up?
Actually, that's a good question. We didn't see the Wyatt Six unless we did. Did we
Thank
see
God.
them?
I hope
Were they in
not.
a match on Raw? No, they weren't, right?
I don't think they were.
No, they weren't. Yeah. So yeah, we haven't seen them in 2 weeks. Maybe giving them some time to breathe and maybe moving on for both of them. Maybe. You know what I would? So I would probably move like American Alpha like to SmackDown just to get away from this. If Wyatt Six is going to move on to something else, just because I feel like there's so much history between them that I don't think they could exist on the same show.
Yeah, you should probably move somebody away from somebody who murdered him.
Yeah, exactly.
And
but he-
brand supremacy isn't a thing anymore, so we can just do that.
Well,
That's
look at the
true.
stipulation for the women on SmackDown. One of them is going to leave unless they changed it, because I know there was some sort of change to the match on
No,
SmackDown.
that was the previous SmackDown. If
Yes,
Nia
last
Jax or Tiffany would have won, whoever got pinned would have had to leave.
Oh, and that
Maybe
didn't happen.
both of them. I don't.
Yeah,
no,
and
it
then
didn't happen.
Bailey and
Yeah,
Naomi
yeah.
both pinned.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And now that's
Double
why they're
pin.
having the match.
Double
Yeah.
pin, double win.
Double pin, double onion, double no.
Like Undertaker and
Can't
Kane.
even do it.
Oh, Stone Cold declares himself the winner. Wasn't that the same match? What
Dude.
match did Austin ref where he declared himself the winner and he walked out with the belt and they fucking yelled at him on Raw?
Is that Undertaker Kane? No.
Well,
I
Undertaker,
think it was.
they both pinned somebody and he said, "Fuck
They
them both."
they both pinned Austin, I think.
Yeah. And then the next pay-per-view was Undertaker Kane for the title, and Austin
and Austin was the
walked out with the
referee.
belt. Yeah.
And we enjoyed this shit.
I stick to my guns. So there's a lot of shit. In the Attitude Era.
Now I know how the current AEW fan feels. They must really enjoy it. I hope when they look back in 10 years, they don't go, "What the fuck were we thinking?"
What else did
I know what I was thinking. I was enjoying that Mickey Knuckles hiney hole.
Dude, NXT is loaded for that debut on C-Dub.
CM Punk and Julia and Gulia.
Oh yeah, CM Punk's going to be the
Yeah.
special referee for Trick and Ethan Page.
You got
Oh,
Randy
that's-
Orton versus Javon Evans.
That's the week after the 8th, right in St. Louis.
Oh, is that what that is? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
Yeah.
I think it's
Oh, you're good. Yeah, that's the St. Louis episode because what are they doing? Axiom and Frazier against A-Town Down Under, whatever the fuck they're called.
Are they really
yeah.
Fraxium? Or was that a made up thing?
That's a
I
made
think
up
that's
thing.
made up.
Oh, did you make that up? Is that why that was in the notes?
Did I put that?
Yeah, did you make that up? I thought that was in the notes. Fraxium. I said, "Are you
Oh,
shitting
okay.
me?"
Yeah, you're right. Because the October 8th stuff is listed first in the notes. So yeah. But
Yeah, because that's the big because they're doing it what St. Louis, right? That's why Randy Orton's going to be there.
Yeah, hometown.
So what's the CW debut? The first, right?
First, that's Trick Williams against Ethan Page with
With
CM
Punk.
Punk as the referee, Julia Roxanne, tag match. I think there's I think Miz is doing a gimmick there,
Yep.
Yeah, Miz TV.
And
and then Ridge against Riley Osborne.
Ozzy's kid.
That's the next week.
no, that's,
Okay.
that's
Or
September
next
24th.
this next week. Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. You have Wesley versus Zachary Wentz.
Yes, the street fight.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Very good. Very good.
Very, very excited about NXT, to be honest with you.
Yeah, NXT is a
good
fun
time.
watch, man. I really enjoy it. It does. I know we're gonna wrap up. When Roxanne loses to Julia and she loses the title, is she main roster bound?
It's so crowded, man. Like, I don't know.
I kind of hope so.
Yeah.
I kind of hope so.
I think they could maybe get one more program out of her in NXT.
Maybe they give her the
somebody
rematch
else.
with Julia.
Yeah, like rematch with Julia, maybe move her on to somebody like Solruka, and then she moves up.
Brundo, do we know if these live like traveling shows going to be a thing now? Because you might need her to sell some tickets.
NXT.
don't know.
I
Yeah.
don't see. I think they're just
Doing it for the C-Dub.
maybe. But you also, I forget. You know what? I forgot is there. Stephanie Vacour's there too.
Oh,
Yeah.
So's Ava.
Ariana
Why'd
Grace.
you make her face, dude?
Gives a shit about Eva
Dude, can I tell you how great
Simone,
Ariana
bro.
Grace
She's
has been?
bloodline.
on TNA.
On
Has
TNA,
been-
Ariana Grace and Santino's interactions have been fucking hysterical and great.
We need Santina Morella to come back. Where's his sister?
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. I want her to wrestle with the honky tonky man.
The Honky Tonk Man!
I told my kids we were watching the Honky Tonk Man on Wrestling Challenge. I go, you know this guy before Gunther came along, he was the longest reigning and greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. He goes, yeah. I said, yeah. Some interviewer asked him what he thought of Gunther beating his streak. He said, what the fuck do I care? It's their belt. Let them fucking do what they want. My kids started laughing because he said anything. Yes, he did. He said, I like this guy. That's all I got. Subscribe on Patreon. Get the bonus shows. The last one that dropped was Meet Brundo. We got a new one coming up for October 1st. It's a special episode. We'll leave that to the description when it comes out.
That'll be great.
September 1st or October?
October
1st?
1st. Well, yeah, whatever. I told you I'm tired.
Trust
You're
the
good.
system.
Yeah, trust the system. Enjoy your wrestling this week. Definitely watch The Queen of Villains on Netflix. It's fucking fantastic. I'm gonna go finish it when we're done. We're done here. The Vince McMahon thing's coming out this week, so we'll probably be talking about that next week. John Wayne Murdoch as a guest next week. Hansel Kevin will be back. I will not be here. I might pop in at the end if I can get home before you guys wrap up. So man, this has been a lot of fun, guys.
This was a
Great
good time.
Yeah.
So every once in a while, we need to talk a little old school comparison with the new school. You know, it's good stuff.
Yes, I think it's fun to talk all things wrestling. It doesn't always have to be the current product.
We talked Luthez and Mickey Knuckles in this episode.
No, you talked Luthez and Mickey Knuckles in this episode.
How much more diverse can you get than that?
Not much.
Well, we talked about Kojima and the fucking MLW belts and how large they are.
Yeah, we did. Boy, did we ever.
It was good times tonight, fellas.
Good times, great hits.
I think Meltzer would give this one 6.5 stars.
I
7
liked
in the Tokyo Dome.
Wow, 7 in the Tokyo Dome.
All right, I need to ask a very important question. Is anyone stepping into the role of HK tonight for the closing number?
I don't have the voice for it.
Or are we just going to let this one ride?
Should we not like? Should we just out of respect not do it?
What's
Or do we
Kate
have to
doing?
do it?
I'll try it.
All right, I like this. I think Handsome Kevin will be happy with that.
Yeah.
He loves you, Double T.
With that, Maestro, let's cue the closer.
This has been a production of the Shining Wizards Network. Your executive producer is Manny Kretzo. Our producers are Kate Hensler, Matt Garifo, Hi Fi, Tom, Ryan Schlong, Brendan Haney, Al Day, Kathy Hummer, William Mercier Jr., Michael Hammond, David Henry Bauer III, Keith Parker, and Scott George. For everything Shining Wizards, visit shiningwizards.com. And don't forget to listen to all the great shows of the Shining Wizards Network.
Good night, Diana.
Not bad.